half of the album. So people been listening to half of the album today, all day, and like sending me hella tweets about it, and like people are loving the shit.
Bro, I told you that shit definitely gonna be in that top 5 conversation. That ain't no gas.
I'm feeling that though. I'm
getting a tat today, right? I'm getting his tat and shit. This nigga got me. Whatever, fuck it. I'm not gonna pull that bitch all the way up. That bitch on my phone and everything. But I'm getting a tat. And so he like, we just chopping it up type shit. And he's like, so how's everything been? Like, I seen you was in, what you call it? I seen you was like, met Chance the Rapper. I was like, hell yeah. He's like, I fucking love Chance the Rapper.
For real?
I was like,
the
yeah.
tat artist?
The tat, this nigga, he did this.
Damn, this one.
I said, low key, I'm not trying to flex. You want to hear something? I said, I just played the intro.
Damn.
I ran the intro, and then I played that life will be.
Yeah, life will be.
That nigga was turned. He was like, this shit.
That's good to hear. I've been scared about the intro. The
intro was hard, though. He's like, Chance is back.
The is crazy.
Yeah, nah. He like a super. He like anime type vibe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He a cool nigga, but that's his vibe. So he be with that blurred like all the way nerded out type shit. So he was like, this is fucking. He was like, can you play it one more time? I was like, hell yeah, run that shit back. Fuck it.
Damn.
I was like, I can't give you nothing else.
That's a great thing.
I was like, I can't give you nothing else. Like, I was like, shit, this shit'll be out Friday, but you can pre-order it right now. You know, I'm in there pitching.
You are my nigga, bro. For real.
I'm in there pitching, bro. Like, real talk.
Thank you, man.
And then, as Big Cat was right there, and the shit went off, he was like, where the album go? I was like, oh no, that shit over with. That shit over with. Pre-order 2 days. It's come out 2 days. Nigga, you lit. Yeah, nigga, you get a little teaser. Yeah, that shit was lit, though.
No, I'm like, it's so crazy. Like, I had such a crazy cloud over my head, like just thinking about all the pressures of putting this project out, making it pop, making it, you know, enjoyable, listenable, something that you could leave with, something that you could learn from, something that you could, you know, give to people without them feeling like there's some sort of distance between them and the album. And
it's been like, what, 6 years?
It's been 6 years, and it's been like...
The more time that go on, do it feel like more pressure to...
You know
make
what?
it like perfect type shit.
What's weird is that I don't feel that until I'm about to drop.
Perfect.
Yeah,
right, I thought so.
I figured we just rolled into
it.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about all of that stuff right when I feel like I'm about to release. So I've had like 3 times where I felt like, all right, at this point I'm gonna be done. Let's lock in and do it. And then I'll go in there and I'll be like, oh, there's so much work to do lyrically, production wise, getting features, getting shit cleared. Like, and I'll start to feel this weight of like making it perfect and also, you know, just making it, period.
Word.
But that only comes when I get to the point where I'm like, all right, it's time to drop. Let's lock in. But when I'm just going to the studio and just making records every day.
The creation process, that's nothing. That's the natural part.
But sometimes every once in a while, you're going to have to reel it in and be like, all right, like, I can't just go in and pull up a new beat every day. Like, so at some point, I got to go back to space and time or the Negro problem or something that, like, is a specific idea and just get out everything that I need to get out on that joint. And that should be hard. Going back to something that's not finished and knowing what you expect it to be and trying to make that shit happen. Like, that shit is hard.
It's hard to craft a full song out of like an idea type shit.
Yeah, I've been saying this a lot lately and I didn't really realize it as like a writer, but I always think of my pieces as like the concept first. Like, it's very rarely that I get in and I'm just punch cutting with no idea of what I'm gonna do or writing with like I was just saying earlier, I'll be coming up with the names of the song before I got anything written down because I know, you know, Drape Mania is a great example. Like, that was 3 different beats. It was really 4. There was one that like didn't have real lyrics on it, but it was supposed to be some, and then 3 other versions of the beat before we got to where we got, and so many different verses. But that's like something that I was really trying to unpack and figure out what angle I'm coming from it. So for people with lack of context, Drape Mania, that's the pseudo science diagnosis they used to give to black enslaved folks that would be the answer why they keep running away. This nigga sick.
It's like, this nigga got Drape. He going crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm getting that go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I had so many different ways that I had tried to approach it where I knew the rage that I wanted to get out. I knew some of the points I wanted to hit. I knew, that was basically it. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like once it starts coming out on pen and paper, it's like, oh, this flow is kind of lame, or I'm going too far off subject, like people not gonna get where I'm coming from, or all these different feelings about it. And I feel like Drape Mania was definitely the one. It's so funny that like now we just went to Cam Newton's spot. He a football nigga, so like he loves turned up Madden ass songs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He was like, this the one.
Yeah.
And to see it be so many people that I've come across favorite song after doubting it for so long and being through so many different versions, it's like
it strikes a chord though, because I don't even think, not even just the title for sure.
Yeah.
So the title already put you in the mindset, but then it's like you really is going crazy on that bitch. Like, you really is rapping your ass off on that bitch. But I think even with that, just keeping the hook so simple.
Yeah.
That actually that's gonna have a nigga really do that though. Like turn the fuck up.
Go crazy.
But the meaning behind the song, I kind of tie that song in. You got a lot of songs that like connect to each other.
Yeah.
So like I connect Drape Mania to Burn Your Block. Yeah.
Hey man, you're the greatest, fuck. Like you really do this shit.
yeah.
Exactly.
Nah, but I think because it's like like it feel like protest. It feel like revolution. Like, but that's the undertone of it, right? Mm-hmm. Like even like if you was enslaved, running away is like the biggest protest.
Facts.
Even knowing like I might get killed, I might get whooped.
Just figure.
You know what I'm saying? Anything. You know what I'm saying?
To my family.
But it's worse. It's worse for me to be in bondage than anything else. So even to Burn Your Block, I remember you was discussing it at the listening about like, is this the right way to protest? But like still like, what do people do?
Right.
When now they got all this pent up anger, and then I was gonna ask you, like when you making songs like that, like Chicago kind of been like an epicenter, like Black Revolution, like Black radical, protests, like going against the grain type shit, but then also being very proud to be Black.
Yeah.
But when you make songs like that, is that like informed by what's going on not only like with Black people in America, but just kind of like worldwide, like with like Sudan, Congo, Palestine?
Absolutely. Yeah, I feel like one of the things I really learned in making this album, and there are parts of it that I wish I had expanded on, but like and I gotta shout out my girl Annie. Like she put me on to, in a lot of ways, like intersectionality and just understanding the like where all of these struggles meet and like what are the common problems with that. Even Negro Problem is kind of like on some intersectional shit. So it's like I started to realize, especially in the travels, like going to Ghana, spending time in Jamaica, going to other communities in America, or even just spending time in places that in my brain wasn't Black, but they like Paris is super Black, London is super Black. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's Black people everywhere, and all these communities, they feeling the same vibes. And what's different about America is that like we supposedly have the right to protest. You know what I'm saying? So like you see more demonstrations, I feel like historically here, and outside of like the government sanctioned protests, like you got real, you know what I'm saying? The project, kind of one of the back beats of the project is samples from Watt Stacks, when Richard Pryor and all these Black folks in California came together to do a concert to I think it was partially to generate money, but it was mostly to like lift the spirits of these people that had dealt with what a lot of us do. Like Chicago's West Side is still fucked up because of the riots when King got killed, and you know what I'm saying, the Watts riots, like there's just been historically in inner cities where it's a lot of Black people. If enough goes wrong in a row,
shit going up,
we gonna burn this bitch down. You know what I'm saying? And I think, but the cool thing about the documentary, and what I think even the project questions from a myself level and from like a world level, is like, it just asks the question, is this the way to go about it? It definitely doesn't demonize it, but it also doesn't glorify it. It gives you like,
it's an understanding thing too. Like also like my proximity to something I really want to tear off is cut off. Mm-hmm. The police presence gonna be heavy. Yeah. They protect property. Yeah. So it's like, where do niggas put that energy? And then after a while, it's just like, all it takes is like one thing. Yeah. Just like if you at a party and everybody's standing around, all it takes is one nigga to start dancing for everybody to start dancing. You know what I'm saying? So if one nigga break a window, it's like, fuck it, we up. Man. That's what we doing? Yeah. Like, okay. Because I like, even with Negro Problem, I had kind of like tied that into like No More Old Men, because it's like the reflection of like the black barbershop and like the erosion of like black culture due to like gentrification, hypercapitalism, and it's like even that with the Negro problem, it's like, well, we also deal with medical malpractice and all of these different systems. Like, so it was interesting to me that you was like addressing these like very heavy topics, but like the pen game was crazy, but staying on topic. Like, it was poetic in a way, but like it was hard though. Like, you know, the bars and the metaphors was there, bro. Like, but I think it was kind of a change of pace. I think everybody kind of anticipating where you're gonna go, so I don't think they know where you at with it. Yeah, especially after so long.
I think people are gonna be surprised. Like, I think it's two layers of my fans. Like, I got people that are a fan because they just fuck with me. Like, they see me do something so random that has nothing to do with how I write or how I perform, but just like something that I did. It don't even got to be like philanthropic work. It could be a commercial that they like that I was on, or some episode of Wild 'N Out or something. I got people that just fuck with me that will support me in that level. And then I got people that's like super watching everything that I do. And I think the people that are super watching, they sense, like, I think to at least to a certain extent, what's coming, or at least what angle I'm coming from. They probably don't know that I'm going to be going in depth the way that I am. But I think that's also a good thing too, because people want something different. Like, that's how you end up rocking with an artist or re-rocking with an artist. Is like, it's like, oh, like, this is the only place I could get this from right now. Yeah. And I think, you know, while it sucks that there's not a whole bunch of rappers rapping about medical malpractice, even though they auntie probably just passed away from some medical or they cousin or whoever, it's like, once it does start, just like the dancing thing, like, you see, like, I'm inspired, I feel like, I gotta say, by Kendrick. Like,
for sure.
Kendrick rapping. It's not necessarily the subject matter, but him just being like, I'm gonna be me. And this is what I learned when I was growing up. And this is how I rap. This is how I respect this art form. This is how much I respect this art form. Then that makes me say, or the Clips, you know, and it's a bunch of artists, not just them two. Like, but
yeah, but that was the main things going. But I think to that point too, I think with my whole thing about that whole beef and everything, I was just like, this is just commerce versus culture. This is like the business of hip hop versus like the birth of it and like where it come from. And there's a nigga out here defending the thing he fell in love with, not for profit, but like for the sake of preserving it. So I think it's a lot of those sentiments in your music too, but it's also a thing of like, it's the perfect segue into something like this too. But also, I've been following you forever, so it's like your stories, the subject matter and things that you post on Instagram, it's like, bro finna touch on some shit. I don't know what he's finna get into in the music, but I think you did a great job of like I said, like, the way it is like literary, like it tells the story, but it's not super wordy, it's not preachy, it's still fly, like it's still like it's what you want from rap. Like, use the words, but use them the right way. Like, stay on topic, but don't preach to a nigga. Like, it's a, like I said, you weaving through like this third and first person point of view. Yeah, like,
I feel like there's like, I really started to focus on words with this project, and that came from film. Like, I took a step back a little bit after The Big Day came out to be like, okay, let me like think about how I want to be presented, because I didn't feel a lot of autonomy or control when it came to promoting and like putting out The Big Day how I wanted to, and that's for a multitude of reasons. But, you know, I would say my first creative endeavor going back into like being like, all right, I want to present stuff to the world, came from me like learning about cameras and stuff. And so I made this song only out of necessity called The Heart and the Tongue, where I spent all this time watching video essays, you know what I'm saying, learning lighting, learning framing, composition, like learning what I wanted to do. And then I realized I don't got no actors or no movie to make. So, you know what I'm saying? All I could do is make a music video. But damn, I need to make a song to do that. So I storyboarded this thing in my mind where I wanted to make a video where the artist, which is me obviously, is not the subject of the video, but the song is the subject of the video. So that's where I came up with that idea, doing the text. And once I did it once, which, you know, The Heart and the Tongue is some of my hardest raps. Once I did that and saw how people were able to understand some of the, you know, some of the things that I'm saying and where I was coming from, I was like, oh, this is gonna be my visual language, no pun intended. Like this is gonna be the way that I converse with people, and it also made me have to care even more about the words. I always cared about words. I always cared about what is the best word I could use, even when it comes to, you know, the and or, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to figure out what's the best way I could say this. What's, you know, can I fit in a literary reference? Like there's Edgar Allan Poe, Shakespeare, Langston Hughes, Erykah Badu. Like there's so many great poets and writers, you know what I'm saying? The Negro Problem is from Booker T. Washington. Like there's so many different, you know, the Letters from Chance is a reference to Paul's letters in the Bible. So I'm pulling from all these different words that meant something to me at some point on paper and trying to like reconfigure them to tell the story that I'm trying to tell. And like, that's my favorite thing is wordplay. Is like taking some words and reconfiguring them till they paint this beautiful story. And I love the thing that you said earlier about like this subversive, like Burn Your Block. When I play it for Cam Newton, he like, I love that song. That's going to be a festival song. And that's because he only got to hear it a couple of times, and that's good. Like you need that sugary medicine. You need something that's gonna just feel good. Like you don't want to be preached to. You don't want to feel like you hearing a lyrical miracle all the time. Sometimes you want to just dance, but the longer you live with the song, the more you start to break it down in your mind. And if you love it and it's moving the way it's supposed to move, you could be empowered towards that through that song. And I feel like a lot of the songs, like Negro Problem and No More Old Men, are to me like those are rap songs, even though it's not typical rap content. It's like these are I'm supposed to bar out.
That's the corner, my nigga.
Yeah,
like, that's the comment.
The corner.
Yeah, you feel me?
The corner was our time. I used to love that shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out to the Last Poets, man.
Yeah, bro. No, that song when I first heard that shit, I was like, oh, these niggas spitting.
You wanted to buy a Kango hat?
No, God, I wanted to go outside real quick.
No, that shit was our time. What do you say? Uneducated. Yeah. Our testimonial. No, I love that shit. That's where I come from, man. I come from open mics, man. Poetry scenes and like people that everything that they ever wrote had a point that they was trying to make about their history or about their life or about the world around them. And I don't know how really to make a song that's just for fun. That was something that I was struggling with for a long time on the album. Was like, damn, does every song have to be about something? Like, is there a song that could just be freeing and fun? And I realized over time, like, hell no. Like,
but I mean, and also too, like somebody doing that. You know what I'm saying? Facts. You do your shit. Because at the end of the day, like, even we was talking about before, like, how you don't really have a connection to Jews. If a nigga if you listening to it, it's like a nigga like, bro, I'm up right now. Yeah. And, like, I'm going to show love to the niggas that came from my city.
Yeah.
But the song is fun.
Yeah.
But that's your energy on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with what Cam's saying about, like, Drape the Mania and Burn Your Block, like, that is a very good way to kind of introduce these concepts to it, where it's like, if we're going to talk about, like, this idea of, like, revolution and protest, maybe I don't want to, like, I'm in the whip.
Yeah. Like, I am not trying to think.
I'm in the whip. I'm in the car. And it's like, and honestly, like, that is a big part. Like, people don't want to think. But I think, to my point earlier, people are more receptive to, like, words and literature. And, like, you know, the more that they push to, like, ban books, it's going to encourage people to read. And it's going to encourage people to, like, dive deeper into, like, history. So I think you do a good job of, like, turning up the message. And it's like, you kind of hiding it in there. Like, but when you go look at the name, it's like, what the fuck? Why would you name it that?
Yeah.
Now you got a whole reason to know.
Yeah.
And same thing. It's like what you talking about, watch riots, but it's also like, it's mad protests going on now. And mad protests in LA and everything else. So, and it's going to crank up the more shit crank up.
I've been calling myself a poet laureate recently because I obviously just found out what that word meant. And in the times of like, at the fall of empire, you know, art is always like what really documents it, because those are the freest people. And so, you know, obviously some of them be bought and paid for, but there's this like commonality that like our great philosophers and artists and poets and writers, like they're preserved, and you get, you know, a good look at like what's going on. So I feel a certain responsibility at this specific time to put out this kind of music. And, you know, I lean back on they're just words. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my safety net is like,
correct.
Sometimes I'm gonna have to go make a impression or an impact on the movement with my hands and with my body. And I hope it's no time soon because I got kids. You know what I'm saying?
Real
But like also what is like the Bible says we all have like spiritual fruit. Like we all have spiritual gifts that God gives us and we have to use them for the kingdom. So if my gift is my words, then I have to, you know, provide that in a way that's not just looking for a club hit or a quick dollar. Like
it has to be honest.
You know, it's got to be
reflective.
Me.
I think too, to that point too, is like there are people, the artist's role is always the observer. So it's like, of course, like
that was hard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That was hard. That was hard, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's always the observer.
I wish I had my soundboard. we back. Oh, he's back. But I think the thing is like a person who's creative can't participate the same way everybody else because it's like I'm in my head all the time, so I'm watching, and it's like y'all not peeping this, but of course, if you in the thick of it, you can't peep it. So I think what you're doing is like coming from like that observant perspective, that third person, but also like I said, when you weave in the first person, it just like validates it a lot more. It makes it real for people because it's relatable, and also too like we live in the same world, bro. Yeah. Like for the most part, we kind of got the same algorithms and shit.
Facts.
You know, depending on. You know,
it's probably more. It's probably more cheeks on my shit for sure. It's more cheeks on my shit.
We were just talking about that.
There's way more cheeks on Deontay's shit.
My shit? Nah, man. My shit is only to honor God. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But nah, like we were just talking about that. Like I know it's time to go to bed if I'm scrolling reels and shit just get dark. Yeah. Like, you know, IG reels get dark after like 2. It's like, all right, it's time to go to bed, bro.
I'm crying.
But yeah, like, after dark. Yeah, but interesting enough, like to reflect on like the experience at the planetarium, it was the words was the thing that stuck out. Like the dancers, the whole aesthetic of like Beanbag. It's a solo. That actually made me comfortable because I was like, bro, I'm finna turn up in this bitch low key. But the words being exact to like your tone, inflection, timing, everything, it did kind of like increase the production of it because like I hate looking at lyrics and I know they got the word wrong or like it's just I gotta read along with it, so it's like it's not on beat, it's not nothing. So it was like it did show like a focus to the words.
That's what I feel like exactly what you was just saying was what made me go in that direction with it is because my lyrics, you know, rap is, or at least how it started was we're like rhythm musicians. So we like the flow and I mean, we can introduce melody, but like the flow is so big in terms of like how people are rocking to it and it creates the groove. So like reading some lyrics on somebody's video that's a caption and a long line, it doesn't hit the same because you don't read at the same tempo that they spitting it at. But I was really, really intent after I made that first video to Harden the Tongue to be like, nah, we got to cut up some of these syllables so that like, so people could feel that rhythm when it's coming and it's like, it's called diegetic sound. So in movies, when you watch a scene and somebody turns on the faucet, you want to hear the sound of like that water hitting and the echo in the sink and everything. You want to feel the distance, like sound wise, from somebody that's closer to you than they are to the sink. Like it's a thing that like we react to subconsciously when we watch stuff. And so I started learning that in film. And when I was watching the videos, I'm like, okay, well, some of these long words and long phrases pop up before I finish the sentence. Like we gotta break it down syllabically. And the more I got into that, the more I realized like, oh, that's affecting the light. So if I do it in a room, like you were saying, at the experiences that I'll be throwing, like it'll be a light show based off of my words. People be focused on one focal point. Anything that happens peripherally will just frame it up like a painting. And then they'll get the beats and they'll get the lyrics the moment that they come. So it's nothing that gets spoiled as a surprise. And then obviously I wrote the words. So I'm gonna make sure all the lyrics is right.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing too for me. Is like there is a lot going on. But it's like, no matter where I look, I'm slowly going to get back to these words. Because it's like, also too, just like as much as I love music, it's like I'm looking away. I was like, this hard. Oh, this nigga spitting. Let me get back to these words. I think that's the thing too. It's like, for you to have like, I want to touch back on like the poetry and talk about like Rach and how like all this started because
Rach Jackson, man. Shout out to the beautiful, incredibly talented, wonderful Rach Jackson. We can get to her whenever you're ready. But we love Rach.
Well, I was gonna say that like, yeah, I love Rach too.
Yeah, man.
Me and Rach turned up in the city, bro.
She the realest, man.
Yeah, she funny as hell, but she funny as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
too. Yeah, she's just like bright though, bro. I think. What else gonna say, my nigga?
Let's get into Rach Jackson. So Rach Jackson, right? I grew up doing slam, like, and that's not true. I'm actually fronting my whole move right now. I was not doing slam. I was trying to do slam. I did open mics, but in Chicago, there's this thing called Louder Than a Bomb, where all the top schools in Chicago compete in this big slam competition. And so my school, I had a hating ass nigga that was the captain of the slam team. He wouldn't let me on the slam team. So then I went to this other spot to try and compete out of called Media. That's like an after school program that me, Vic Mensa, No Name, Saba, Mick Jenkins, Lucky, like we all used to be in an after school program together and rapping. So I tried to join that team. I couldn't get on. And the first time I went to a LTAB, Rach drove me to come, like, it wasn't even LTAB. It wasn't Louder Than a Bomb. It was called Louder Than a Lawnmower. She would know about this, too. But I'm even just bringing up Rach Jackson to say, like, there's some women and men, and really I should call them, we was kids when it was happening, but there's some people that, you know, really fostered my love of the written word and music and gave community when we was kids. And Rach is, like, maybe 2 years older than me, maybe 1 year older than me. But I looked up to her when I was a kid because in those poetry spaces, Rach is a big dog. And in education, she's a big dog. And like even content and like talking about things that matter and talking about funny shit, she's, you know, a big dog too. And so people like her, Jamila Woods was one of my mentors. I think her and Rach are the same age, so they was in my poetry class. But I was really blessed when I was growing up to be around a lot of like, not just even talented people, but like some of the people that I grew up with was going to Palestine like in 2012 and 2011. Like these is people that was like, you know what I'm saying, down and writing about it and talking about it and organizing about it when we was 15 and 16, 17 years old.
Right.
And so I always, like, when I see Rach, like, I just fall to pieces because she's beautiful, she's smart, she's, you know what I'm saying, a person that never forgets me or makes me feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm too big now or nothing like that. Like, she's like a good person. A lot of those people, all the people I just named and a bunch of people I didn't name from Media and from Louder Than a Bomb and from Young Chicago Authors, all those programs, like, everybody grew up and did their thing, and that all of them still do some sort of, like, either activism, community work with kids, or a mixture of the both.
Yeah, because that shit don't go away.
Yeah,
especially if it's into.
If you're a kid.
She dubbed you too, right?
Probably a couple of times.
Yeah.
I love Rach Jackson.
Yeah, because she was like, when we had went out, hold on, dub, what that mean? Does that mean like
I turned you down?
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm like, dubbed you Chance the Rapper.
W's in the chat.
No, like, name.
Oh, that wasn't Rach. That was somebody else you met. You met Angela Ward.
Angela Ward, that's what I meant. Yeah,
me and Angela went to high school together too.
Yeah.
Angela's a little bit younger than me. But Rachel was the one that, like, took me through the poetry scene when I was not allowed to go to Louder Than a Bomb, which is all this shit probably to fans don't sound like nothing, but like if you grew up at the same time as us in Chicago, like that might be some little trivia. Like Rach drove me around and got me to the shit that I needed to get to, that she was going to. I don't mean make it sound like she was taking me to work, but like let me come see her do her thing.
Yeah, word. That's hard. And is that kind of like the catalyst for rap? Like, is that
for sure?
Does that play into
poetry
like a
was first?
Yeah, poetry was first.
When I was a kid, there used to be this thing called I know I just said Young Chicago Authors. That's a program, but there's this thing in Chicago called Young Authors Project. I was trying to see if they ears was gonna perk, but they didn't do homework when we was kids. But there was a thing called Young Authors Project in grammar school where you had to write a book. You had to make a book, and you know, kids would be making books about a Cookie Monster or a princess and shit like that. And the first year that I was allowed to do it, which was probably third grade, I wrote a book of poems. And I did that damn near every year. I would write a book of poems. And I didn't start doing performance poetry until high school when I started learning about open mics and stuff. But somewhere in between 6th grade and 8th grade, I went to a studio for the first time with Vic Mensa. This was my cousin's studio. Vic, Reese, a few of my friends recorded my first song, and I never stopped doing poetry, but I realized like I love recording. Like I love recording myself. I love writing raps and making songs, being able to play it on a CD. Like
yeah, that shit hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like writing a book, like fuck a book, nigga. I don't even read. Like I can read. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, but I get it though. Like
fuck that shit. You know
yeah, like this how I read.
Yeah,
by writing and writing and playing that bitch on the beat.
No, for sure.
Like the first song I ever recorded, I had played that shit for my mama.
You understand me?
Yeah, like I played it for my mama and she was like, "Why you doing all that cussing?" she was like, you know how to use words. Like she's like, you're brilliant with words. Just use the words. I was like, "Ma, that's rap."
Yeah,
like, what are we talking about?
Like, what am I doing?
Like, it's two. I could use 20 words, or I could just say fuck.
You feel
know
me?
what I'm saying? Like, you did.
Literally. No.
Is that so? The early, I was reading into like some of the family history and stuff, like with your dad being in politics and things like that. Your mom working for or with the attorney general.
So my mom worked for the attorney general. So my mom was, in all senses of the words, like an entrepreneur. She started a hair salon in the 90s, a really popular hair salon. So little Chicago lore, the biggest, like, if you really trying to get your shit done right, they go to these Egyptians. One's called Yahia's, there's another called Osama's. There's one other one I always forget, but there's these 3 like big name Egyptians. Yeah, that is crazy, right?
No, it's kind of fire.
Who's the other one? Hassan's? Who? I was gonna say Mina's. I don't know Mina's. I know Hassan's. It was the one I was trying to remember. Hassan's, Osama's, and Yahia. Yahia's the biggest, and I think, and these dudes like were like the up and up, like who you wanted to go see in the 90s to get your hair done. My mom used to work with all of them, and she left them and went and started her own spot, a black woman-owned salon called Touches in Hyde Park. And she was known on that shit. Like, my mom was kind of a mover and shaker off of having this salon. And when she got pregnant with me, she sold the shop, went into, like, telecoms and real estate and just still stuff where she could make her own hours and be her own boss how she wanted to. And then it wasn't until I was probably in, I want to say damn near high school, maybe a little bit older than high school age, that my mom started working for the AG's office I think she was working with housing and urban development. My dad started in politics because of my grandmother. So my grandmother used to be super active. She, worked with Stokely or Kwame Ture. She was organizing, and then when Harold Washington, who was the first black mayor of Chicago, when he was running, she volunteered herself and all 4 of her kids to like do everything for him on the campaign trail, and was able to get all of them jobs in the office when he got elected. So my dad ended up working for the first black mayor, and then kind of just staying in city politics for a long time. Eventually started running campaigns for people. That's where like my mind for street teaming and shit comes from. Yeah. I've been doing it forever, but I'll say it on camera, I put all my homies onto it. So all my homies that like, there's a big Chicago group of niggas that like know how to do organic street team shit. And like, I was leading that shit because my dad was showing me how to do call banking, how to do, door to door, how to do, postage and signage, all those things. Like, I learned from watching my dad run other people's campaigns. And so when Barack came to Chicago, I think he ran for Congress or something, and he didn't win, but he started working with my dad then. And then he had like a couple other jobs, or I think he did another campaign that he won for senator. That's when he hired my dad. My dad ended up working in at a state, whatever it's called. When you were a senator, he worked at that shit. And then when Barack went and ran for president and won, he brought my dad in as a personnel chief at the White House. My dad lived in D.C. for like a year and a half when I was in high school. That's when I became a gangbanger. Yeah. Because my dad is strict as fuck, but when he left, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad.
Up. This is where 10 Day come from.
Yeah, literally. And then my dad came back home, beat the shit out of me. I started making me come to his job every day after work and all types of shit. And it kind of like redirected my efforts and made me. That's what made me make 10-day. Actually, I made 10-day at my dad's job while I was suspended. So I got the 2-week suspension right around spring break, and this was when spring break I think was still 2 weeks long. So I had the way they suspended me was they was like, okay, spring break is coming up. We're not finna just let you take the 10 days off while you on spring break. That'd be crazy. So you got a week that you're gonna be suspended. Then you got 2 weeks spring break, and then you got the week that everybody comes back. We don't want to see you. Come back after that. So I was like, okay, I got a month. I got a month. Like I'm thinking that's sweet. And then my dad was like, nigga, you're going to be with me every day. When I wake up at 6 a.m., you'll work out with me, and then you'll go to my job at 7 a.m. You'll sit across from me at my desk, and you gonna work on your laptop on whatever schoolwork you got. I'm working on my shit, and we're going to go home together. You're not kicking it. You're not doing nothing. And the way that he set it up was like how we sit in like fucking battleships. So he couldn't see what I was typing on my computer. I was writing fuck you Tom about and like fuck my school and like raps for what would eventually become 10-day. But I only even got that because if my dad had been like, well, you fucked up, nigga. You gonna be chilling at the crib for the next month. I got all this work. You
probably
to do.
Wouldn't have did.
I wouldn't have done nothing.
But you had structure and you had all these emotions. Like, I can't be outside. Like, if I could be outside with the homies, I can get this off.
Yeah.
And also without structure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because to your point about like poetry, and everything that like influenced you up to that, it's like the thing that made me tap in, like for real. This one I was like, I'm a fan of this nigga. Is that 22 Offs? Because I was like, bro, get it. Like, bro, get how to use words for real. And so it was like,
I'm off the knock.
I'm off the loco. The nigga said I'm off the loco. I was like, did you like me for real?
I'm crying.
Yeah, because it's like, this is a time too where I'm like a new dad and shit.
Yeah. So
it's like I'm working, like I'm legit for the first time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but the stories of like getting kicked out of school and like also feeling like low key like set up, like this some fuck shit.
Yeah,
real. Like,
I did feel set up.
Yeah, because like I got kicked, like when I got kicked out of school my senior year because some niggas was like they was on some gangbanging shit for real. But it's like I wasn't really feeling that. I wasn't on that. But like I had just moved in with my dad type shit. And my dad, same way, like he was strict, but he was like a little bit more lenient. He was trying to get me to go to his college because he worked at Winston-Salem State. So he was like,
you said Winston-Salem?
State, yeah.
You was living in North Carolina?
Yeah. So I got kicked out of school in D.C.
I don't know.
I mean, not D.C., but Douglas County in Douglasville.
Okay.
So I was like, my mom hit me with some shit like, if you keep getting in trouble, like, I'm going to send you to live with your dad. And I was like, bet.
Thank you.
Bet. That's all I need to know. I'm going to go to school and turn up every day until they put me out that bitch. And then they put me out. I moved to North Carolina. And I'm staying with my dad. And him and his wife both work at Winston-Salem State. And she like a professor of like mathematics and shit. She a doctor, like all type of shit. So it's like I'm around this super... She kind of like helped me express my intellect. But like being... at odds with this nigga low key because it's like the first time I lived with him in like 4 years. I'm like getting all my teenage frustration out on dude. So when I first get to the school, they talking like, oh, they gangbang here, like so like certain colors. I'm like, nigga, fuck them niggas. Like I don't give a fuck. It's January, my nigga. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna walk in June. I'm cool. Like fuck them niggas. But that shit was a real thing because like. The reality is like I had like 2 pair of shoes and one of them just had mad red in it. And it's like, but I'm switching these hoes out. Like I'm not up. You know what I'm saying? Like these are my shoes, my nigga. I'm not a blood, bro. I'm just so like these my shoes. You feel me? This all I got. Like what do you want me to color? What do you want me to do, bro? I just thought this shit was fly. I had like the whole time I got the Washington Nationals hat, like
you were gangbanging.
Niggas thought I was blooded, like real talk. So like it was like these Crip niggas kept pressing me like, bro, you can't keep coming to school with all that. I was like, nigga, fuck y'all niggas. Like I'm not from here, bro. I'm not in y'all program, bro. I don't give a fuck. Facts. I'm finna graduate. I'm a senior, my nigga. Like fuck y'all niggas. So nigga was on some shit like, you come to school with all that shit on tomorrow, we gonna jump you. I'm like, bet. Came to school with a knife.
Facts.
And all red on.
You were a blood.
All red, like I guess like niggas push me in the game, man. I don't know what set. I don't know what set I'm in either. Like I'm in a crazy unknown set, like still to this day type shit. But I was like, yeah, let's go ahead. Like when we went to lunch, some niggas eyeballed me. I was like, let's get it in. Let's go. So we went to the bathroom. It's like the gym bathroom. You know that shit big. Whip that bitch out. Ha! What's up? I start barking crazy. Like, who finna die? Like, what's up? Tripping. Niggas told on me.
Immediately.
They was like,
you know what? You stay right there.
They was like, this nigga wigging. Like, so... Like, my dad had to go to court with me and everything. My dad was so hot. Like, my dad was pissed. He was like, you can take school off the table. You going back with your mom. Like, I was like, damn, I don't want to go back with my mom. Low key, that's where the bullshit at. But, yeah.
When I got suspended, I felt so set up because basically most people in Chicago, they go to their neighborhood high school, right? My neighborhood high school was Simeon. And actually, it wasn't anymore because they stopped being a vocational school. So I think my neighborhood school was damn near Calumet. And they was like, my dad was like, you got to test in, go to this school, good school. You know what I'm saying? You smart. So I tested into a good school that was downtown. So I had to take the train from 79th all the way downtown. And you get off of the train and you look at, you know what I'm saying, your school that looks like a fucking prison. And then you look at all these skyscrapers and they got Panera Bread and like the free library. You could just go. So I used to just not go to school. You feel me? And so one day I'm deciding that I am going to go to school. Like in my heart of hearts, I'm like, today I'm going to do that shit. I'm going to go to school. But you know, Panera Bread got this alley in the back where everybody goes and smokes weed before school. Well, like the kids that I would hang out with. And so I get off the train. I get ready to go into the school. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my normal thing. I'm going to walk off. But I'm going to come back, though. In my heart, I'm going to come back. I go to the alley. You know, I'm chilling. I'm smoking. And the school police officer, who, again, school police officer, left the school to come to where I was at to go fucking rifle through my fucking backpack and found a little bit of weed that I had. And I feel like if you in that position, you a police officer, you feel like you're doing some fucking grade A detective work, catching a kid that goes to your school smoking weed. It's like, all right, make the decision, right? Like, either I'm gonna get in trouble with the school, or if you an asshole, you gonna take me to jail. This nigga took me back to school, went through my whole backpack, made sure I got in hella trouble, got suspended, and then took me to jail. And
he was a dickhead.
He was an asshole, and that shit, that shit fucked me up. And then I ended up going to summer school. It just sparked my memory when you was just saying the thing about the knife. Like I remember, I went to summer school. I went to summer school every summer, right? So like my first my first freshman year.
That's where you get that from.
Yeah, no, I used to be in the slow class. Like if you listen to my album, I tell y'all four different times on the album. I was in the slow class.
They got me in class with the dumb niggas.
Yeah,
this nigga came to class with an umbrella.
That shit was happening.
I was like, oh no, that's a real slow class. Cause why?
Yeah, why? No, literally.
That's worse than a helmet. Low key, an umbrella. Like what he protecting himself?
No, I don't know. Like that nigga was tripping. But I'm saying like.
I ain't gonna lie. In school, that's crazy as fuck. As it is on the street, it's crazy. Like my dog got here with an umbrella every day. It's not rain.
No, I had a cast of characters in my shit, and I was always like, kind of like not believing in school as an idea.
Was it like some rebellious type shit? Like, because sometimes when you smart, you also kind of see through the bullshit of school, like the system of it.
I think it was equal parts. I think one, I was aware of like the way that my teachers treated me. Like I could tell that they wasn't treating me right or normally, and I felt a sense of like, this is because I'm, on paper slow. This is because I'm black. This is because I'm, what I'm saying, whatever. I'm outspoken. I talk like this, I dress like this, whatever it was. And I started being like, oh, these niggas is not teachers, these are just people going through divorces or
whatever,
losing their house or whatever they going through, you know what I'm saying? And they taking it out on 15-year-old me. Fuck these niggas, like fuck all of them. And so at a certain point I'll be like, man, y'all got so many feelings about me. Y'all talk about me during lunch with other adults. Like, I hate y'all. So I don't want to be in the building. I don't want to be around. If I do come, I'm not bringing my backpack. Like, I'm going to yell at the teacher. I'm going to walk out. Like, and I used to kind of just like.
Yeah, your ass was bucking for sure.
Yeah, I was wilding. But also like, I was also like, I could sense. I went to a college preparatory school, and my favorite rapper's first album was called The College Dropout. So I always felt like I was in the wrong space. I felt I was doomed to fail in that space, and that if I didn't, like, I was really street teaming out of my high school too. Like, I made 4 mixtapes when I was in high school. I used to throw concerts. Like, I used to do a lot of shit, always with this intentionality of being like, one day I'm gonna be a rapper. One day I'm gonna be a famous rapper. So I need to be doing these little things and creating fan bases. And school just was in the way of that.
Type
yeah.
Shit. Do you feel like also too? Do you feel like because of like who your folks was that it was like an added pressure or like
Definitely.
a side eye from other people?
You
like,
know what's weird? My parents, neither one of my parents went to college. My grandparents didn't go to college. That's wrong. My mom went to beauty school. My father dropped out of college, and so they're both successful black folks, and they write. And I almost forgot to say, my people's from Winston-Salem. So on my mom's side. So, and really I'm Flagler. Really my family's from a small town called Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. But the closest thing to
I know where Pilot is. I know where Pilot Mountain is. Though.
Yeah.
And then like, because like my dad's wife is from Winston, but her folks is from Lexington.
Pilot. Okay, yeah.
They're from Lexington, so it's like, you know how that shit is. That shit is one exit.
Yeah.
And if you miss the exit, you miss the city.
Yeah, literally. These are the smallest places. My mom's people's from a town that's like 2,000 people, 2,500
Yeah, Pilot
people.
Mountain is like tiny.
Yeah.
But it's like a big weird ass mountain, right?
Yeah.
It is.
And we be climbing that shit. The knob.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm so, like, we so locked in for, literally nobody knows what the fuck Pilot Mountain is. That's crazy.
That shit look like, it low-key look like a, you know, like if we get into like the weird, like esoteric shit.
Yeah.
This is like one of the giant trees that they shot down type shit.
That's like a giant's ankle?
Yeah, don't look like a big ass tree stump though, low-key.
No, it looks like what do they call it? Fossilized or whatever?
Yeah, fossilized, yeah.
No, it's
like, my Rashad Jamal bag real quick. These were ancient trees, nigga, connected.
Can y'all put the eyes on my shit?
The red eyes?
Yeah, and put
nigga,
a goofy and the red eyes on my shit.
Do the knowledge, yeah.
Yeah,
that's gonna be Ferg in post.
But yeah, it's I think my parents always believed. That's why it used to fuck me up when I had the IEP or like the learning disability shit was like. When I was a kid, like, everybody was like, oh my God, you talk so white, you talk so well, like, you're so blah, 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 blah. So I used to just walk around like, yeah, I can spell words. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be feeling myself. I thought I was TJ, I'm fucking smart guy. And I got to the school, they was like, nigga, you're slow, cuz. Like,
you don't know shit for real.
There's too many kids in this classroom for you. Like, the 7-kid class is down there.
You see that nigga with the umbrella? Yeah. In there. That's all you right there.
Umbrella? Literally.
Y'all got a prop, nigga? Yeah. Like, where your prop at?
Prop.
Hey, but look, to that point, though, was it encouraged for you to do music and things like that? Or was it kind of like a...
It was, to a certain extent.
Because people always is like... It's like, especially like when you good with words, they try to make it seem like chasing... music or rap or anything is like waste of potential, or you not like really like utilizing your full potential type shit.
I think my dad, because like my dad really comes from the shit. Like, I'm from 79th, but like I had so many things that other people. My dad was a dad to a lot of people in my neighborhood whose fathers was either dead or not around type shit. And when he, I guess, like, put that time into raising me, into like making me feel like I was somebody that was supposed to be important, I felt this pressure of like, my dad is trying to take it to the next level through me, which is exactly how it's supposed to work. Like, your kids are supposed to not follow in your footsteps, but take that extra step. And my dad like grew up on welfare, grew up with a young, very young single mother. Like, him and all his brothers and sisters never knew his father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he came from a space where like him being the cousin to all my cousins that always was wearing a suit, or like, you know what I'm saying, was the person that could give somebody a little $100 or whatever to like get through something. Like, he had this patriarchal role in my family even when he was considered to be a younger person. And so I feel like he has certain aspirations for me, in knowing that like, oh nigga, you growing up with your dad. You growing up with a dad that got a job. You know how to speak proper English. Like, you know all these things. So it only makes sense that you would be in a position to be, you know, a politician or, you know what I'm saying, or a doctor or something good, something good that's gonna make money.
Right.
And I think like my dad has a kind of love for me where I think I could have said I was gonna be anything and he would have loved me. But when I was a kid, I definitely, just being honest, used to get pushback on certain shit, especially when I get in trouble. Like, I used to get in trouble all the time. So my dad would take my computer away, you know what I'm saying? Tell me if he catch me writing a rap, woo woo. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? My dad is Furious Styles, so from Boys in the Hood. That's the perfect, that's exactly who he is, how he acted always. And
that cool motherfucker though. Like, when I met him on time, I was like, cool, like player as fuck. Like,
he's calmed down because he old. He can't beat me no more.
He can't be Furious Styles right now.
Like, when
he
I was
gotta
a
be
kid,
in his OG.
he used to be on my ass. But like, it's like, I think he always just wanted great things from me. And I think, so like, sometimes we used to butt heads a lot. Only as far as I could go. I was really skinny and not, you know what I'm saying? But like, my mom, on the other hand, my mom was always like my mom took me to go get headshots and shit when I was a kid. Like, she wanted me to be in the modeling service. She wanted me to go do acting things. And she was the one who took me to the studio for the first time with one of her girlfriend's sons, my cousin Sean. I say girlfriend, but she calls her sister. But my auntie Robin's son, she took, why am I talking like this? I went to my cousin Sean's studio when I was a kid, and my mom took me there. My mom took me there.
Not many cousins and uncles and
you feel me? Like,
nephews I got.
Exactly. Like, this my auntie for all intents and purposes.
Right.
And my cousin, I went to his studio for the first time. But my mom has always been like more of a free spirit than my dad, and more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had all the cassettes of Pac and like Fugees, and used to just be like, you know what I'm saying, introducing me to music. That's where all those samples on the album come from. It's like, you know, the India and the Anita Baker, and, you know, most of my musical taste, Cleo Soul, all that stuff comes from my mom, you know?
Yeah, that's hard, bro. Like, I kind of am in that like juxtaposition now, where it's like, I didn't go to college, I barely graduated high school, and I still like found success, and like, ain't nobody in my family knew how this shit was gonna turn out. Yeah. So like, especially my pops like super proud. He was like, bro, I just knew like it was gonna be state colors for you, my boy. Like, but you know what I'm saying? That's real though, because like, he done had to bail me out of jail hella times and shit like that too. So like, even though he kind of don't get what this is like media space wise, because it's like podcasting a fairly new thing too. Yeah, bro, proud, but it's like, now with my son, I see so much of that rebel in him. So he be like, yeah, twin, woody woo woo. And he like finna be 14. So I go outside and be like, look at that. You know what that's called? A cul-de-sac, nigga. Ain't no twins in that cul-de-sac, nigga. Ain't no folks in that cul-de-sac, nigga. It's just dudes. It's fucking bros in that fucking cul-de-sac, nigga. Like, that's all we got going. But at the same time, it's like, I know the times when my parents tried to put me in position to like do better. Yeah. I know I was in like AP classes in fucking 8th grade and shit, but I was bucking like, I was like, this shit's stupid. Y'all nigga lame. Like, why y'all 100%. Care so much about the math, bro? Like, do we know how to count? Yes. Okay, cool, bro. Like, what do I need a formula for? Like, what we finna do with this shit? It was always that for me. Like, what are we finna do with this?
My shit was like, what I used to hate, and I don't know if anybody could even relate to this because my life was so specific, but like I was saying, I used to not go to school. So usually when I would have to make that change to be like, got the punch in the chest that's going to make me feel like I need to start going to school every day, them niggas is past no Sotros and Vosotros. Like, they doing
they off that. Like,
they doing a whole new level of shit.
Bro, I used to be so conflicted about that. Like, damn, I skip every day. I think I need to, like, at least go check in, like, see what's going on.
And then it's a test.
And then either it be a test or the teacher be on the fuck shit. As soon as you walk, like, oh, Mr. Johnson.
You finally showed up in class.
Find time for you to join us. Like, we in a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, we almost done, nigga. You ain't never been here for real.
I used to hate that. I had a whole thing where I think it was my junior year I started coming back, and they had said that I had started an illegal test answer sharing ring in my school.
Oh, my boy was a scammer.
I was like that, but that's the thing. It's like I have motivation.
Criminal mastermind.
That's how they thought about me in my school. I was literally
that's so crazy. Nigga.
And so also my school is only 400 people. Like, my first 2 years of high school is only 400 people at my school. Most schools in Chicago is at least 1,200 kids.
Yeah.
So it was way easier for them to see me. Like all my friends that I grew up with, a lot of my friends also went to what's called selective enrollment schools, where they kids from the hood that are smart or tested into a good school. But my friends didn't get kicked out, or some of them didn't get kicked out because they went to schools that was big. In my school, they could always see me.
Yeah, you super visible.
Yeah, I'm just
that's 400 among 4 grades.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
like
100 people per class. Like that's insane, bro. Like it's too visible.
That's what I'm saying. I'm in a class with 7 kids.
You know, 399 people, low key. Like it's so easy to know that many people, bro.
And it's always like to notice the kid that's always wearing a hat to school and always in the hallways and whatever. So when I start coming back to class, and they'll put a test on my desk, which I feel like is disrespectful.
Lucky try. Like, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, that's lucky a try. Like, what the fuck is you? Are you in this bitch? Check that out.
I'm like, y'all supposed to be talking about concepts and you testing me?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't even intentional. I would just sit there. Because first, what I first started doing was I would just give them the paperbacks. They give it to me. As soon as they get back to their desk, I'm right behind them, passing them the paperback blank. Because I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to write?
I ain't gonna hold you.
They thought it was disrespectful too. I didn't think that was disrespectful.
Bro was tripping like.
I didn't think that was disrespectful. No, they knew what they was doing when they gave me the paper.
I ain't gonna lie. Bro. Like, if I'm in the class with bro, I'm like, that nigga be tripping. Like, why would you walk the test back to
She knew. Everyone in the class knew that I don't show up.
Like, you might as well just dip.
People looking at me like, I did not know you was in my class, folks. Like, you ain't come to no class this whole year. You came on the test day. I'm getting that eye. They mad that I'm giving them their test right back. They think this is me trying to be funny. I'm gonna wait till the end of class and then give them the test back. But once the bell rings, I got ADHD. I'm got hella other shit going on. I slam everything into my backpack and walk out the door, including the test. So now I got hella tests. I got hella tests that I'm just not turning in. So they called me into the office one day with like the whole administration. They're like, so every class that you're not in is scoring higher overall as an average than your class is. And your class never has the test. You never turn in your test. So we believe that, or we have reason to believe that you've been sharing quizzes. I'm like, bro, I could go home and give you all the tests. They don't got no answers on them. I didn't give them to nobody because I don't have that level of drive.
Like real talk.
I'm not motivated or smart enough to conceptualize and execute on this plan.
My nigga, what you think I'm skipping school, coming back on test day to create an answer key for other niggas?
Like,
what the fuck?
I have no
yeah,
motivation
but not
at
like
all.
Also too to them, they probably like, we just don't understand this like behavior type shit.
They really didn't understand me, and I think like it was good that I had that environment because like it allowed me to stand out the way that I needed to. Like I used to do weird random shit. Like I'll bring a speaker to school. We had this thing called the Link, where all the senior lockers are and this bridge between the two buildings, and it's just rows of lockers. And I will wait till in between periods and I have a speaker and I'll get on the blue things on like the lockers and stand up and just rap one of my songs while people are walking past and people be like, this nigga tripping. You know what I'm saying?
That's Buddy from the slow class.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
nah, Buddy from the slow be going crazy. Buddy from the slow class got some bars.
You know what I'm saying? I literally took that and ran with it. Like,
so
I'm
funny,
like, this
though.
is me for sure.
Nah, you was just definitely built for what you doing, my nigga. Like it was one dude. The only thing it's this dude, bro. Like he was in the slow class too, but not gifted. Like and he's. I'm not even trying to be funny.
You know what I bet he
was? Used to just run down on niggas, be like EA Sports, it's in the game, and then run off. Like it was like okay, but like
you know,
it's also like don't disrespect that dude. Like he doing something for us. Like he keeping our spirits high in this bitch for real. Like
morale super high.
No, the morale crazy high because my dog just hitting you with letting you know like you in the game, my nigga. Like get to your next class. Like real shit.
I never met the dude before, but one thing I could tell you about him without meeting him, I bet that nigga was very strong. I know.
Nah, he was OD strong.
All the kids in my class was super, super strong. And like that's like one of the things about my community.
Nah, that do be a thing though.
Yeah, no, we have strength. We have a drive towards the things that we want to see happen. We have like a weird way of seeing things sometimes, like the syntax of like words or numbers or, you know what I'm saying, how we organize our day. But like mentally and physically. Like, that's why y'all didn't tell him to stop saying EA in the game.
I'm not finna play with that boy. Like,
I'm telling you.
Nah, let him get
40
his shit
years
off,
old
like,
and strength.
at the end of the day.
Niggas have grown man strength.
Nah, real rap though.
Facts.
And then on top of that, it's just like, you don't want it to be you.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be you that it happened to in
flipped
front of
on
the
your
school.
head.
That nigga Mark Henry your ass in the middle of the sidewalk.
Nope.
Because the only time you gonna see him is outside. Because no, listen, I'm not even trying to be funny. It's like you come out the lunchroom, the elective building is separate from all the other classes.
Yeah.
So, but the slow class in the elective building and shit too. So the only time you see him is if you on the sidewalk, and he'll run down on you like, yeah, Express in the game. So it's like, think about that though, bro. What if bro like sweep your ass up and put you on your shit on that concrete? Like, you're not coming back from that. Yeah. That shit gonna be like, that's your rep now. Yeah, buddy got slammed by John Madden for real. Like. Oh, I ain't say that. That's what we used to call the nigga, John Madden. Anybody that went to Douglas County High School from 04 to 08 know exactly who I'm talking about.
John Madden.
I wish Big Cat was in here. But okay, so speaking of standing out, like I mentioned to you, the main reason that I even listen to acid rap just because of the album cover and how it stood out.
Yeah.
Acid rap is a classic, dog. You know, you got to understand that. But I think that do you feel like people try to box you in with that album specifically, or like make acid rap synonymous with Chance the Rapper, specifically the acid part?
I think the acid thing like stuck with me because that was how so many people got introduced to me. I find it in both spaces though. I find people that are like, man, like I see you as the acid rapper dude, like that's my connection. And then I also got people that are like, I see you as the coloring book dude, like that's I see you as this gospel perfect whatever thing that they got from it. And with art, I've said it a lot of times. I probably said it too many times, but I'm going to just run this into the ground. Dave Chappelle gave me my best advice ever. He said, albums, whether it's a comedy album or a music album, they're just yearbook photos.
That's it.
It's photos.
It's where you were right then.
At that moment.
So like, because I'm kind of like, we mentioned you on the pod and shit. Like, of course, like I'm recapping Chicago, and then I'm reading the comments, and niggas like, oh, like I ain't stopped fucking with Chance when he got off drugs. And I was like, okay, so we'll celebrate that. Like, we'll say, I don't fuck with bro no more because he don't do drugs. But then you're a morning nigga who die from doing drugs too.
No, literally.
And I don't understand, like, the thing that I get to is, like, treating the artist like a product.
Yeah.
And not like a ever-evolving human being. Like, you know, if you meet me 6 years ago, ain't no fucking grits and eggs, my nigga. It's a whole different type of timing I was on. So it's like, but can I be beholden to that? Or do you have to allow niggas to evolve so I can be the host of Grits and Eggs podcast? So you can be, so you can drop Starline. You know what I'm saying? And I think even throughout it, coloring book, the big day, you know, and leading up to this now, it's like, niggas not allowing you to evolve from where they met you. Is that like frustrating as an artist? Or is it just like, you know what? It really ain't got nothing to do with me.
It's a lot of the latter. It's a lot of like, that's, you know, what I had to realize is like, the reason why we love music as recorded music is because it stays the same. You could listen to it a million times and remember where you first were or what memories you built off of it. And you could play it back and it's going to be the same lyrics. It's going to be the same vocal take. It's going to be the same music. And it'll literally bring you back. And so, you know, people build their lives off of certain music, certain soundtracks that come out to you. Like, nobody could tell me nothing about The College Dropout. Nobody could tell me nothing about Late Registration ever, because I know what that did for me and what parts of my life I lived to it. I was at my Auntie Carolyn's house when my mom came and dropped off Late Registration a week early because she knew somebody at Coconuts that had the album straight off the truck. So I sat and listened to the album on my Walkman and walked up and down 126, where you do not walk up and down. But like I have that forever.
Yeah, you was lost in the music type shit.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of my identity even came, I was saying, like, I didn't say this today, but like when I wrote my college essay, I wrote it saying in every sentence that I'm not going to college and college isn't for me. And I quoted College Dropout several times in my college essay. Obviously, I didn't get into anywhere, but but that was my identity, and I was so closely tied to that anytime once Kanye made, you know what I'm saying, 808s and Heartbreak, or anything that was just a slightly different, I had to like grow to like understand like, oh, this person is a person that's growing, that's trying to show me new stuff. And those old projects will always have a special place in my heart that I can't even control because of the level of adolescence and naivety and like, you know, and just being green to the world that I was when I heard it. So what I always want to like try and remind myself and respect is that sometimes it's also bots. Like I have actual ops. I have niggas that are trying to like fuck up my internet presence, but also some people that genuinely feel that way. I respect it because they just loved it so much. Yeah, they just loved it so much. They see it, you know what I'm saying? It's capitalism. Like everybody, you know, has their commodities that they like, that they buy into. And like eventually the artist and their art gets commodified and becomes something that you bought and it's something that you own. So you don't want to see that thing change so much. So I give, you know, respect to it. I also recognize that like, I'm the nigga that made it. So you can't diss me with my own shit. Like there was no ass rap before ass rap. There won't be another ass rap. So I always respect it. And I also recognize that like, and I really hope that my creatives and anybody that's like a platform person understands that like, first of all, Google what dead internet theory is. But second, like understanding that the real world is always going to give you a real taste of what's going on. And when I did the big day and I got like all of this weird internet reaction from it, I spent a lot of time like away from like wanting to be around people, away from wanting to like have to deal with whatever I thought was out there in the world. And it wasn't until I started going back outside that I realized like, no, there's people that really, really love this album. There's people that's getting married to this album. There's people that like have tattoos of lyrics from this album. And this is something that came from my pen straight to paper. So my purpose is already defined and validated. I just have to like stay within this understanding of like, until I die, I gotta live in my purpose. I gotta write. I gotta publish my works too. Like not just writing shit thinking that it's dope, but then being scared of what meme is gonna come out. Like fuck that shit. Like the niggas that leave comments, here's a real gem that just came to my brain. Them comments will be gone. Them comments not standing the test of time. I'm tattooed on people's bodies, shit from my brain. Like I'm getting emotional even just thinking about it because I was just in New York at this meet and greet a couple days ago, or really just yesterday. We really moving and shaking. That was yesterday. Like, and just got to experience this love in Brooklyn, this space packed out with people that, you know what I'm saying, have genuine love for me and been waiting for 6 years. What took you so long? Like when I've been wanting to meet you my whole life. This is a story about my mother who passed away and she told me I was gonna meet you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Crazy. That'll fuck you up. Yeah. And you won't ever get that off Twitter. You will never get that out of a million views or out of however many likes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No comment section. Never.
You can't get that. So to my creatives out there, like keep creating. Keep going outside, keep sharing your music shamelessly, and like you'll always get to your purpose.
Facts. Let that breathe. Cause that 3 gonna live forever. Fuck nigga.
Fuck nigga.
Forever.
Who are you?
When you see that 3, nigga, you gonna know who it is, bitch.
Who are you?
You gonna know that. A thing that I'm picking up on throughout the conversation is that like you are a very bold ass nigga. In your writing too, like even writing it on your college essay is like, hey, I'm writing to let y'all know, fuck y'all niggas, like straight up. But in Letters from Chance, you address like all of the flaws and the practices in the church. Yeah. Whether that be just the black church or like the mega church or just like everything in between, but still maintain your like faith. Yeah. How is that? How do you toe that line? Because for one, my nigga is brave and shit. Like, not in shit, but like, it's brave. But like, it ties into like Just a Drop, where you maintaining this faith throughout your career. So it's like you taking like dips, you taking these losses like publicly, personally, artistically. like what you was talking about with the big day, but then like, if you don't keep the faith, if you don't go back outside, you don't even realize like how affirming it is. But how does it feel to like address things from a place of like not being an authority, but like a practitioner, like, but this is what I see and we need to like tighten this shit up. Knowing like how not only like dogmatic it is, but like how people try to ostracize you from even your own faith.
No, 100%. I think like I was very scared for a few songs on this album and some of them that didn't make it. And I lean on, there's a line that I quote from Shakespeare from, not Othello, from Macbeth, where the dude comes to kill Macbeth and he says, he's standing silently with his sword, like looking down at Macbeth, and he's about to come and attack him. And Macbeth goes, he says something along the lines of like, "You have no words for me, killer?" And dude says, "I have no words. My sword is my voice."
Tight.
Meaning I'm finna kill you.
I'm finna knock you out, bro. What we talking about?
and I love that because if I have no words, my sword is my voice. Like we were saying earlier, at some point, my body will have to go into this movement. And I'm using every bit of my voice so that I don't have to. But I know that's going to come at some point. And I think I would have been terrified more so as to how my family felt than how, because the whole first verse of Letters is about my church, by name, by naming people, by talking about shit that's happening right now. Before I ever get into the mega church or the black church or, the body as a whole, I talk about my inner workings of my family. And I feel like I would have been more scared and felt more ostracized if my grandmother hadn't given me this call where she told me about all of her, organizing work and gave me this book called The Cross and the Lynching Tree by James Cone. And James Cone was this really ill theologist in the 60s, right at the beginning of the Black Power movement. So, there was Black people always, we go through these moments of this radical identity change where we don't call us colored no more, we Negroes.
Yeah.
Don't call us Negroes no more, we African Americans. Matter of fact, we Afro-Americans. So you know what I'm saying? We go through these different moments and they do matter. And I don't mean to even just say them as a joke because self-determination and identifying is what makes us human. But there was a real scared moment in white America when James Brown said, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud." And Black people started walking around and saying Black power, because black used to be a diss. Don't call me black. What the fuck you mean black? I got a sample from Richard Pryor on Negro Problem saying that.
Yeah.
And there was that was a real radical shift. Almost the same, it had almost the same level of visceral, fear from white America as Black Lives Matter does now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was what the fuck you mean black power? You saying as opposed to white power? You saying you gonna kill us now? Fuck y'all. So that was such a radical moment that it, through music and through culture, everybody was starting to be affected by it all the way down to the church. And this dude, James Cone, who was friends with Stokely Carmichael, friends with Malcolm X, friends with Martin Luther King, and a real, power in the black church, started writing these essays about this new thing that he invented called Black liberation theology. So when any pastor that you ever seen that wasn't grandfathered in, they all had to go to seminary. So they went to school and picked a major. So they figured out where they were going to be interpreting the gospel from. If they was going to be reading it from, it's a gospel of forgiveness. It's a gospel of, forbearance, or the gospel of evangelism, spreading the good word, a gospel of, prosperity gospel, which is all what I'm talking about in the letter to the mega churches. It's the idea that all of our heavenly riches are actually here on earth and we just got to pull on God to get those. I'm not dissing anybody's theology, but when I started learning about this through my grandmother and reading The Cross and the Lynching Tree, I started to just get a new vantage point on my faith. And my grandmother is the person who, had me going to church, to be honest. So if my granny telling me this, it ain't nobody that could tell me, no matter how mad anybody in my family gets when they finally hear letters, they know I love them. They know that all of this is coming from a person that really believes in the blood of Jesus, that really believes in my treasures being stored up in heaven, and really believes in forbearance, that believes in like all of these things. And I'm just like Paul did in the Bible, I'm writing letters to the church based on what my understanding of the gospel is, and saying, this is what I'm seeing and this is what is wrong. And in that song, just like on Drape, Mania and some other records maybe that didn't make it to the album, I'm kind of rapping from a character's perspective, like, that I'm in no place to be like condemning anybody or like acting like I'm perfect. But that's the role that Paul wrote his letters from. He was somebody that was divinely changed by Jesus. And so he had a duty to write these letters that are now, preserved in the Bible, of this is where these different churches are, and this is what they doing wrong, and this is what Christ will want to see. And in that last verse, the fourth verse, which I think was really important, and I called my old pastor a bunch of times about it, trying to figure out how to get it across, because I don't want to be preachy. I don't want to be making a song that's just condemning the church, any church, white church, black church, mega church, my church. I want to make a song that makes people have to think. And so that fourth verse, talking about the body, talking about us being, that's intersectionality right there. Talking about, the kids that have died, talking about the people that were ostracized from the church, talking about bringing everybody back together. To me, that was one of the last things that I did on the whole album that really sews up the song for me. So if anybody has feelings, which I know they will, and not just folks in the mega church, but like folks in the black church, black mega churches, I know there's going to be some people that are pissed, but like, fuck it, let's have the conversation. Right. Because maybe
it's like really bring it to the square though. Like, instead of dancing around it or talking about it in the background, like, put it out there. I think that was like, honestly, bro, it wasn't even about the bravery of it. It was just like needed. You know what I'm saying? As like, I'm not a practitioner of any religion, but that is how I was raised. So like, a lot of my reasons from walking away from it was because of the behavior, and I'm like addressing it with people, and they just like, well, you just new to your faith, and like you on fire for God right now. So it's like they don't want you to say nothing, but it's like, nah, this some real shit though. Like, you need fresh eyes on this shit.
Facts.
Because like, I'm coming into this place, and like, after the welcomes and the hugs and the candy,
now you feeling the politics.
I'm feeling the politics of it, and it's like, this is a little strange how y'all operate this thing. But I could relate to it so much too, because, same thing. My granny is like, we're ushering the church until she passes. Like she on the oxygen mask, still holding the door.
That's my auntie.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was like, for me, it was just like, damn, yo. I think the beautiful thing about this album more than anything is that you dive into every perspective that you have. And like every observation, but also you keep it connected to who you are. It's not like, I'm not speaking on something that I'm not familiar with, but I'm also not being like what you were saying, like, I'm not condemning anybody, but like, from a real perspective in a real place, like, this is it, black and white, at the true nature of it. This is what it is in every aspect. Even when you talk about like on Tree, that shit hard. Yeah. Cause it's like, this is how I'm raised, but it's like, nigga, I still got that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Like, I want I don't know what y'all looking like on time.
We chilling. This is the best interview I ever did.
Oh, word, nigga. Say
like, make this shit a movie, cool. do 2 parts. Literally.
Speed of light. Like, I feel like I'm overusing the word beautiful, but like, the shit is really beautiful, my nigga. Like, to make music like that, because it's honest. Like, I don't think that there's like any frills on this shit. There ain't no fat on none of this shit. It's like every word matters, every word hits, every theme matters. It's all current, and it's all like written from the perspective of somebody who's like really taking the time to think and feel about this shit, and not just like throw it out there like on some I'm better than you type shit. Yeah. And I think I relate to that a lot too, because the subjects that I speak about on the pod is like things I'm really pondering on. Like, I'm not just like, this is my reflection on the current events, and I'm just gonna talk about current events. Every episode I'm talking about something that nobody's talking about. You dig? And if it is a current event, I tie it into like a bigger idea.
You do.
And so like, I think to me it was like, for one, an honor, you know what I'm saying, just for you to have me come and check it out early. But like on Speed of Light, I think the excerpt on the outro was like about being happy.
Yeah.
Like, period. And I think it's reflective of like our experiences, not only as Black people, but just humans, and like being in America, like this pursuit of happiness that we feel like oftentimes like out of reach or like always fleeting. You know what I mean? And like, why did you feel the need? I mean, of course you felt the need because that's a feeling. Yeah. But like, can you speak more to like that pursuit of happiness?
Speed of Light
specifically on Speed of Light.
Speed of Light is the oldest song on the project. So I made Speed of Light maybe a few months after The Big Day came out. And it was one of the few songs I made. And at the time I was like, this shit hard, but like, I don't think people understand it right now. This was also before like dance music started making a real big comeback, like a year or two after I made the song. Like Drake did his dance album, Beyonce did her dance album, like, and house and certain things, like, you know what I'm saying, even just Jersey or Philly or certain like, you know, club music started coming back big. And I was like, damn, I should put it out now, but I was still, you know, kind of scared. But I wrote that song originally, to be honest. I had a lot of songs like this that was just on some escapism shit. I was, you know, the year right after I got married, it was a fucking global pandemic shutdown. And so this person that I loved and love forever, you know what I'm saying, that we were always so far apart because I'm traveling, because breakups, because whatever, you know what I'm saying? Now we stuck in a house together and just living with the reality of that, like, had me driving around late at night and just saying shit like, don't nobody there appreciate you. They just want to hate you. They just want to hold you down and slow you down, sedate you. And I'm not saying that about my kids. That ain't mama.
No, but you feel me? No, I get it though. Like,
you want to get away?
Husband and a father, bro. Like, I get that because facts. Sometimes in the crib it's like, bro, y'all don't realize I'm doing this shit for y'all. Like, I'm finna be appreciated in this bitch.
You just gonna cry?
Yeah. Like, get the baby. You remember on Chappelle show, Whack Arnold's? Like, the baby crying. I'm shutting niggas off from the Whack Arnold's. It's shut off. Like, no, but like in a real way, it's like, I remember I'm talking to my son. And I'm like, bro, you think this shit easy? Like, look at these lights. Flick, 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 flick. Like, this shit ain't easy, nigga. That ain't magic, nigga. Flick, flick, it's hard work. It's hard work going to these lights coming on, my nigga. No, I feel you. So I feel you.
It's literally that. I think the song was like always gonna be an escapist, you know, fun, you know, eventually self-love. I had a second verse in there for a long time that ended up coming out in the past like month or so and got replaced with these other two verses and more breakdowns. But that last sample is the song for me. You know what I'm saying? I love every part of it. I love the rhythms. I love my words. But I pulled that sample from a video Shiggy posted years ago, and he's talking about that viral the meme that was like, would you rather cry in a Rolls Royce or cry in a Toyota? And he put it on his head. I don't want to cry at all, nigga. What the fuck? Yeah. Why would I cry in a Rolls Royce? Like, I don't want to be in that Rolls Royce. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, you're right. It's like, it's a parallel also to this. Sometimes we ignore this talking point, but you know what I'm saying? When the other side gets that, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like America, then blah, 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 blah. Like, nah, bitch, I'm going to soup this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to figure out a way to get what's mine. And I don't have to, like, if you feel like I got to be in pain to be in luxury, then I don't want the luxury.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, too, it's like, don't tell me to leave a country that you're refusing to allow people to be happy and outside of yourself. Like, and also, like, bitch, I'm not leaving. Bro. What? Nigga, my blood is on the ground. I'm not leaving.
Are you crazy? And also, like, you know, not to get on some esoteric shit, but we didn't watch a couple YouTube essays by now. Like, niggas do not think, you know what I'm saying, that this shit is all just the way they said it was. Like,
oh God, yeah. You know there's a complexity to like the origin of this and like who was here when they got here.
And me and you even
and also, who showed you how to get here, nigga?
You know what I'm saying? You did? And that's that.
Yeah, we can get into we get big brain. We about to
get esoteric.
Yeah, bring the red eyes back, my nigga.
You feel me? Like
teach these devils.
But I'm on my Anunnaki flow.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, the Yakubian agenda is in effect, nigga. It's in full effect, baby. That's why I was dissing that shit just to bring it back. You know what I mean?
I'm crying. Yo, what's so funny is I almost scrapped my album when I saw the episode when you were talking about, because you were spitting so many facts. You started talking about, by the way, I didn't even get to say it. The show is amazing. It's our most important platform right now. Like,
man,
your voice, how you carry yourself in the world, and then how you show up on the pod every time. You know what I'm saying? Cat, everybody, like the guests that y'all pick, and just the way that you dedicated to spitting your truth. And it's not even just your truth. The truth is so raw to me. And it inspired me for a long time throughout making this album. And I think, like, there's one episode where you were talking about, you were like, we was like, you talking about how niggas, I forget what it was, but you were saying something about, like, you want niggas to look up in the sky for their answers. Like, nigga, we ain't trying to look up in the fucking sky. We don't want no star album. And I was like, balls up paper. But it's like, that's a thing though.
No, but like without my point being, they're like, fuck them stars. Yeah. Like, look on the ground.
No, facts.
It's your uncle. He's strung out. You stepping over. like you looking for the answers out there. Look at your uncle on the ground right now. You step over your uncle looking at the sky, nigga. Fuck the sky, nigga. Look at the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, I know the answer's gonna find me. Like, bruh, struck out, passed out on the curb. Like, nephew, what you?
Sorry, I'm trying to remember the song now. There's a song. Because I had this whole concept, like I was.
My boy was looking up in the sky. I thought we was doing a big low key.
No, I was really trying to remember. I told you I was in a slow class. I was trying to remember this thing.
No,
sorry.
Relax.
If I ever look off, like, tap my knee and shit. Like, but like,
come back.
But there was this concept that I had that I feel like, oh, it turned into that other joint. It turned into The Quiet Storm. Oh, good looks. This is my album, y'all. My manager said to make sure I put this joint in there. But let me finish this real quick. This thought. Got this.
Let's put my boy right here.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Now we front and center. So there's a song called Quiet Storm, which is one of my best raps ever. And I get that.
I was gonna do some dumb ass shit.
Grab some wax.
I ain't gonna hold you, my nigga. Like, by the powers vested in me, I was gonna pinch the flames out, and I was like, "That's gonna be crazy if that go wrong."
You would have been in my class, folks. Like, that's the test that I took to get in my class.
To do that,
they put a flame in front of me. To cut that out. That's one of those jokes that, like, if you're not in my community, you cannot make that joke. All right, so look, the point I was gonna make was,
my mama, you see me processing that in real time.
Sorry.
Do that shit.
We make a lot of jokes about ourselves. Look, so there was this concept that I had for a long time about space, and like space is like it's the next frontier that we always talk about on a larger level, from like countries being in the space race, and I started this concept of that being this distraction overall from the real space, which is land, right? And like, you know what I'm saying? Creating borders, colonialism, woo-wop the bam. That concept was so strong to me, and I wish I put out this song. I had this song, it was like, I just need my space or some shit like that. But it was ill, and I ended up like changing that shit, and it became Quiet Storm on a different beat with different words. But like, there is like a escapism like route that you could take of just being like, I'm just in the universe, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, my melanin is, you know what I'm saying, like some whole other shit. But in reality,
charging up,
you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I gotta put myself on the charge.
Nigga, what you think, you a bald eagle? Niggas think they bald eagles. I'm gonna go outside and charge myself up. Nah, but look, I mean, there's some science to that, so I'm not playing with niggas.
Yeah, I'm not trying to play
with it. It is funny to like lead with that, like. It is funny to like get that off though, like, bro, you ain't got no job, you ain't got no money. And but like, my issue is these be the niggas that do that. Like, man, I'm just out here charging. You know what I'm saying? I'm grounding. Go, bro, listen. You don't have time to do that. Put some boots on, my nigga, and get on the clock.
Clock in for me.
Clock in, twin.
Hey,
In life though.
I'm fucking crying.
So look, two-parter.
Yeah.
A double disc.
Let's go.
Starline.
Yeah.
I want you to explain the name and the meaning behind that, but also like what influenced the production. Because the album, it feels like very alive. So as much as you receive from like listening, it make you want to move your body type shit. Like it's not like it is cool in the car, but that bitch knocking too though. So it's like,
thank you.
And to the point of what you was talking about earlier, it will perform well, like really well live. You know what I'm saying? I would be interested to hear some of those songs with a live band.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see other people get your experience.
Yeah.
But like the production is very like vibrant. Rich, and there's a lot of beat switches.
Yeah.
And as many like times like where you calm it down, you pick it right back up. So it's like that shit is a vibe, man.
No, I feel like I want to answer both of those in order because that's the perfect way to. So the album is called Starline, right? And I got the title after I started learning from my grandmother and from my travels to Ghana about Marcus Garvey. And so Marcus Garvey was, in a lot of ways, like the forefather of like Black community building and organizing in the States. A lot of people copied him or co-opted him with the NAACP, with the, Malcolm X's father was a Garveyite. Like so many different people were influenced, and then not just, nationally, but internationally. And when I first started learning about Garvey, I learned about the Black Starline, and that was the shipping and trading company that he created in the 1920s, in 1919 actually, and was shut down a couple of years later by J. Edgar Hoover. But he did create and operate and have a few successful voyages where they was moving goods from the Americas to the islands and to South America, Central America. And I thought that shit was so deep because we don't like learn about that shit in school. And the first time that you ever hear about Black people in regards to ships, and the only time you hear about it is talking about the transatlantic slave trade. Correct. So you never really
talking about like somebody 35 years removed from enslavement. And then it's like, and we in the import export business
and we're organizing. We're doing it all in house like that. This is probably like the cleanest, healthiest Black capitalism or Black entrepreneurship period, because they really crowdsourced that shit. They really like, and then the whole goal was to create passenger ships, but really the whole goal was to create a global community of Black folks.
And it's a supply chain that's completely Black.
And that's like that thing, just understanding that, me being independent, me being an entrepreneur, me being all these things, like that really like connected with me, of being able to, chart my own path, decide where I'm going, create the communities that I want to, and do it with the people or the crew or the fleet that I want to do it with. And so I learned a lot about that. And then literally the next week I went to Ghana to link Vic, and I get there and I'm thinking that we finna go to the clubs every day and it's finna be lit, because I'm seeing him on Instagram. It's hella ass. It's hella like, it's lit as fuck. Like it's crazy in Ghana. And I'm also like coming from my little Chicago brain, never been anywhere. Like I'm still at that time in 2022, I didn't understand, the global superpower that West Africa is. Correct. Or like, the just the culture of how lit they was. So I seen that shit on Instagram. I'm like, Vic, I need to come see you. Like I'm in here singing songs about running away from my family and shit. I need to actually run away and come to Africa and be lit for a couple of, for a week or so. And I came out there, it's just no security, just me and my homie Peter, and kicked it for a week. And when I thought we was going to be going to the clubs every day, Vic dipped on me. Like the second day that I got there, Vic was like, I got to go to Togo and I got to go to Benin, and I'm doing it in this weird way. I got to go by myself. It's a family like tradition or ritual that we got to go do. So you just going to be in Accra, Ghana by yourself. And I was scared at first, but he also introduced me to this community of artists, of visual artists, painters, that made sure I went and saw the things I was supposed to see. And what I really, really respected and loved, and I get emotional thinking about this shit too, was that when you go to Ghana, everybody, especially Black Americans, but a lot of, Native Ghanaians will set up for you to go to what's called Elmina Castle. I think it's called Elmina, right? There's Elmina and there's another one. But they're the slave castles up there. And there's a whole trek that you do. Yeah, on the year of return, you go there, you do this whole like trek and drive up to the mountains, and then you walk through the space that I guess like no matter who you are, it makes niggas cry, it makes niggas hit their knees and like feel this traumatic past. And they did not allow me to go do that shit. They were like, we want you to go to the Kwame Nkrumah mausoleum. And Kwame Nkrumah was the first president of Ghana. Ghana's the first nation in Africa to be free from, you know, imperialism or colonialism. They kicked the British out in 1957. And this dude was just such a strong, smart, scientific socialist that he built the whole nation on this idea of Pan-Africanism and did everything in his power to make sure that other countries in Africa after him could adopt these same principles, get rid of, you know, the colonial hand, and even inspire people in the States. And Martin Luther King, Muhammad Ali, he had people coming over to Ghana in the 60s and like really influenced the civil rights movement. He put the black star in the flag to make sure that people always pointed towards Garvey. And he wouldn't have even had that impact or been, you know, who he was if he hadn't come and studied at a HBCU in the States, you know, 10 to 15 years prior. And so me learning all this at once, I just learned about Garvey. I just learned about the boats. Now I'm in Africa. I'm finding out that the first president of a free, real free nation in Africa was inspired by this black man in America who was from Jamaica. And I'm realizing like there's all these lines that are going across that are creating this ongoing movement that's constantly being suppressed in terms of just, you know, it's actually getting suppressed, but it's also in terms of expelling that information. I'm not learning it until I get feet on the ground in Ghana. So I'm like, I gotta platform this information. I gotta figure it out. But then I realized, just like how somebody at home probably watching this, like you'll fall asleep hearing all that shit if that shit not knocking.
Yeah,
so
that shit hard. Though.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where Dex comes in. Dex Level, that's my producer, my EP, and the person who I've been working with for 7 years now. Like me and him really focused on the feeling. Like I was just saying this earlier today. There's, when you're a rapper, there's lyrics. Like for me, I used to go to computer class and print out shit from AZ Lyrics and Metro Lyrics, and you know what I'm saying. Eventually, years later, Rap Genius. Like I'm a rap reader. I can't read no books. I can read books. I can.
No, I understand.
But I don't
it's the
like
ADHD
it.
thing, bro. It's like it's
so tough.
It's not enough stimuli.
And they be moving sometimes.
Yeah.
So
like you ever like reread a page 3 times and was like, you know what? This ain't it.
Yeah, no, I get
audio
mad
books
at books.
Really have like,
people tell me that all the time, and I still
I'm gonna tell
haven't
you
really
like
done it.
I go audiobook, I go 1.5. Depending on the narrator, I go 2x.
A little fast,
good,
little
bro.
speed.
And that's how that's what's helped me like taking a lot of information, especially when I was on the road, because I can't read, but I can't listen to niggas talk all day. Like
Right.
I can't listen to podcasts. I'm not listening to music all day. Like this shit get burnt out.
Yeah.
But the books was just like, it helps. So like that's my little tip and trick for you as a fellow like ADHD nigga.
No, I be needing ways to like, I be having to create systems and programs for myself to get shit done. So
It gotta be a
anything will
walk.
help.
You gotta go on a walk, bro. Like just a 30-minute walk with an audiobook. You do that every day, you Gucci.
I'm finna get on that in real life. But I feel like the writing is so like sometimes compacted and meant to be read because that's where I write from, that sometimes I'll make a verse that I think is my greatest verse ever. Like I said, my verse on the Quiet Storm shit, to me, is like one of my coldest things ever. I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody calling into a radio station, one of those like old, you know, Quiet Storm R&B radios, and doing a special request for a lady. But the lady is
that's a Quiet Storm shit,
man. America. That's a Quiet Storm beat. But I had a song called Quiet Storm. I don't even remember what it sampled, but it was like, it was one of my Lucy's that I just put out there. A lot of people didn't hear it and pick up like that. FD Signifier did a music video, did a video about, I don't know if y'all ever saw his video essay on the word, what's the word that we be using? Hotep. Did a whole break, 3-hour break.
Him and Lil Bill.
Yeah,
they did
they did thing together.
Yeah.
I'm in that video. He made a music video to my song that don't got a music video. So like, to me,
here
for real,
yeah,
I would have
It's
linked
the
him.
homie, like,
He from the rack too.
yeah.
But I think like that was like my record. That was like the one where I was like, damn, I really did all these things, the personification, the alliteration, the metaphors are there. Like, you know, it's got a cool concept. And I'll show it to somebody and they'll be like, cool. Because those kind of things you need to listen to 100 times. And do you want to listen to something 100 times that sounds like a lyrical miracle? Not necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in every space, at least.
Well, I think something that went like a connection I made was to the group Black Star. And also,
100%.
like, the reason why they're not as acclaimed is because it is that. Like, you do, especially when, like, no shade to Talib, but when he come on, it's like, you got to lock the fuck in.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? Most Def know how to, like,
he got rhythm, melody.
He swag.
Yeah.
He swag and shit. But Talib's like, you niggas ready? Niggas ready to learn something?
Lock in.
Red Eye?
This gonna be a classic. I can already tell.
Yeah,
this gonna be a classic.
this
gonna be a classic.
So the production is like, it's that understanding of like how complex this concept is, wordy, and also like it's some like Boondocks like read, nigga.
Yeah, literally. It's like
it's that, but it's like, okay, so the only way to convey it is like I gotta get you moving. I gotta make you feel it, cause like that's some nigga shit too. Like, bruh, like if this bitch ain't knocking, we ain't trying to hear that shit. So, and it's like that's a very like national thing. Like niggas is on that. Like, is this bitch knocking? Yeah. Cause if it's not, then it's like whatever.
It's like, what do you? It's like you hear music. Like you hear music. Like listening is like asking for a third favor. You know what I'm saying? When I hear a song for the first time, it's like I always say the first thing that you hear is pitch, then you hear tone, then you hear melody. Sorry, then you hear rhythm, then you hear melody, then you hear words, then you might start to be able to understand the words. And that could all happen like super fast within the first, especially how if you depending on how slow you saying your groove, depending on like, you know, how catchy the melody is and all that stuff. But getting to understanding what a sentence meant beyond even just hearing phonetically what they actually said, it takes some time when you're not the author or you're not prepared to listen to it in that way. And so I'm trying to make sure that I give people, you know, the opportunity and the want and need to hear something back before they actually start to like break it down. And when I listen to music, I'm gonna be 100 with you. Like I'm listening for feeling. Like I find songs, I find shit in records years and years later that I'm like, oh, this is what you meant. I'm saying like I got on the college dropout. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't know what this nigga was talking about. I ain't know about bills or prenups. I was screaming, we want prenup a long time ago.
Yeah, word.
A long time ago.
Don't know what that means.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
But
that shit was...
I wasn't even gonna say anything. I'm just thinking about it right now.
No, it's that shit. Music be raw like that, where it's like, oh, I finally caught that. Yeah. But it's like, fuck, I was like really vibing to this bitch off the muscle. I'm vibing to this bitch. Literally. I think like to circle back to even like, nigga, it's damn near genius to like take these fucking radical concepts like burn your block and Drape Nominee and make niggas dance to that. Yeah. That's fucking crazy as hell. Yeah. Cause it's like I got a brand new chain to say fuck. Yeah. Ice. Nigga. Yeah. Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah, nigga. You fuck ice, nigga. But also too, that's fire cause you talking about ice out chain. Yeah. That's hard. Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta double down. You
went double
make
on
everything work.
Niggas, yeah.
Everything's gotta work. And I think like I got what I've been blessed with, and I used to look at sometimes as like a pain or something I had to overcome, is I have an extremely, I'm gonna say more than any other rapper, I have the most diverse fan base. I have kids of every demographic. I have teenagers of every demographic. I got young adults, older people. I got people that watch The Voice. I got people that watch Wild 'N Out. I got people that are in church. I got people that's on the block. I got everything in between that have something, even if it's not a rap, that they saw me do once and was like, oh, I fuck with that nigga.
Hey, we the same.
You feel me?
Because like niggas will walk up to me like, nigga, my mama love you. Facts. And then niggas would be like, man, my daddy put me on you. And then niggas be like, my son listen to you.
Facts.
And it be like, your son put you on to me? That's crazy. I'm bonding families out here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bridging gaps. Like, why you don't talk to your son? You know what I'm saying? Like, why your son have to
like
show
it's
this
grits
to
and
you?
eggs, you dig me?
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
nah, Deontay Kyle put the family back together. You feel me?
No, but you need. I used to
That's
think
real
of that
though,
as a
but
bad thing.
I'm
though.
gonna tell you though. I'm gonna tell you like one of the main things that. Okay, cool. This cool right here. So cool is who do the intro, correct? So we kicking it. I'm like, listen to this, and then there's that dun 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 dun. And he like, who is this? I'm looking at him like, nigga, I'm not gonna tell you who this is. And then when it came on, it's like, oh, this Chance.
Yeah.
You probably like nobody got to guess. It's one sentence and like that's Chance. So it's like that's a thing, bro. That's actually a gift.
Yeah,
it's like
a blessing.
to tonally have like such a distinctive voice. And then it's like you got an ad lib that'll live forever, my nigga. You got a classic album under your belt, and it's like, but even somebody that has all of those accolades and such a diverse fan base. On a human level, you still have times of like, damn, like, I'm gonna wait 6 years to drop this because I'm unsure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's like, because the world can get to you, life can get to you like a motherfucker.
Fact.
I ain't gonna lie, like, when you was explaining the concept of Starline, I was like, I really need to lock the fuck in. Like, like, not like on some, like, I've been like going off of raw talent. Like, I really need to get on my, like, yeah, nigga, it's credit export business, like real shit. This can be done, but it's like also too. It's like it is like inspiring to like take your talents and double them, like double down on your talents, like be better at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, even from a media perspective, journalistic perspective, or just like if I am gonna be kicking knowledge, like how do we expand the conversation? I don't want to get repetitive. I don't want to put niggas on a spin cycle to the point where I'm just saying the same old shit over and over. And I think you did a great job of like. Making an ode to your classic album. You do have like a very distinctive way you do your art covers and shit. But when people see that, they will reflect on like, okay, oh, we back here. Yeah. So it's like full circle. Like I'm back making the type of music I want, sounding how I want. And like, yeah, there's going to be care and concern. There's going to be like apprehension, like anything else. Like, man, you kicked it the whole time in Chicago. And then even before you got here, I was like, is this going to be a good interview? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's just human shit. Like, even if you are the best or you great at what you do, there's still apprehension. But to me, nerves and apprehension is like character of care. Like, you give a fuck.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if I didn't give a fuck, low key, I'd be in this bitch drunk. Like, yeah, bro, let's turn up Chance. Like, fuck this shit. You know? Like, nigga, we bobbing in this bitch. Before we get to these fan questions, because you know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
Shout out to the Patreon niggas.
Shout out to Patreon.
You know, shout out to the cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all put in for that shit, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the investors, you feel me? To the fans.
The real investors. Like, they're my angel investors. Real shit. But the funniest thing is like when you was performing Tree, I was like looking dead at the crowd like, what's good, nigga?
Yo.
Cause it's like 20,000 white people and it's like, yeah, my mama said she tired of these crackers, nigga. Like I was like, yeah, Chance. I'm gonna jump in the crowd. Fuck it.
Man, it's so weird. It's a different feeling every time, man. Like,
yeah. And they get it, but you can tell on their face, they're like, okay.
For me, it's like I love being on stage. When I get on stage, whether it's a festival, my own concert, a TV, you know, live performance, whatever, once I get out there, I'm a different person.
Yeah, you
I'm finally able to be me. I used to use this reference all the time. Like, it's that shit from at the end of Kill Bill, how they used to say Spider-Man got to put on his suit to be Spider-Man. Batman got to put on a suit to get his shit. But Superman, when he's walking around, he's in disguise. Superman is his real.
That's like, really who he is. That's his default.
And that's who I am on stage. Like when I'm walking around, like you could get a preview of what it is that be on my mind and how I feel about people and how I feel about my responsibilities. But like once I get on stage, you get to see a full version of myself. But I still feel like Clark Kent until I get on the stage. So I'll have certain apprehensions about even. It's like, damn, I'm finna go
like hella
crackers.
free up there though.
Yeah.
Shit.
But once I'm out there, it ain't no problem. Like it's like, fuck it. I got the mic. I'm over y'all. I can see y'all. If somebody run up, I'm knocking their ass out. So at the end of the day, I feel great once I'm on the stage. But like that song, I'm be honest, like I do be getting apprehensive sometimes about doing it because I still love people overall. Like,
Yeah.
I ain't never been a nigga that was like, I don't want no certain type of people or anybody to not like my music. Like, so I always want to be my truest self and inclusive of everybody. And some people at one point was like, I don't think that you should say that. I don't think that you should do this way. And I had to like, you know, I have to deal with that sometimes right before I get on stage because I am still a human. I still bleed. I still got niggas that could be mad at me or feel like I represent something that's, you know, against their existence somehow. And so for all the things that I wrote down, like some of the things was like, everything was really from my heart, but some of the things were things that I was afraid to have to get on the mic and say.
But I ain't gonna hold you like. I make it clear that like this podcast is for black people.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean like you can't be here, you can't listen, but you just like not an authority.
Yeah.
You dig? So like my feelings matter even around you. Mm-hmm. And it's like if you show up and you listen to what I'm saying, it is to like sweep bullshit up out under the rug. Like niggas sweep a lot of shit under the rug. Like we gotta clean out from underneath that rug. And you underneath that rug too. And my feelings for you is underneath that rug.
Hey, you such a real nigga, folk. Like, bro.
So it's real because it's a real expression. You know what I'm saying? Like, also too, just with your history, like the things your grandmama went through. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, there's a feeling in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up with parents like that. I grew up with my mama and auntie like openly expressing their frustration because they know how they're being treated and why.
Fact.
And it's like that's a real thing. And it's like that's a reality of my life, my nigga. I can't sugarcoat that for you. If you fuck with me, understand like. You also got to understand my experience too. Yeah. And if I put that to bed to soothe you, then it's also another time that I'm prioritizing you. I'm not prioritizing you no more. I'm prioritizing us. And if you can get through the name calling, because like the shit y'all been doing to us a lot worse than name calling, my nigga.
Bro, a song just
on my mama, I wish it was just name
Wasn't
calling.
it just a white nigga that went? I kind of just killed my point by saying it like that. But wasn't it just a white dude that went viral?
Yeah, he went. Hold on.
I'm not talking about the rapper. That's a rapper too. I know who you talking about. I'm talking about it was a white nigga from Atlanta, not from Texas, from Atlanta. It was a white dude that got on. I can't. It's so much news that comes out that we forget.
You talking about the dude, the CDC shit?
He was fat.
He talking about mass shooting or some shit.
Oh, what you talking about?
He talking about a rap.
I'm talking about I'm saying it was a fat ass. It was a nigga that got famous off of rapping nigga. Like this is 2 or 3 months ago.
Kush?
Probably.
Kush? No, you talking about the dude from Texas.
I'm not gonna say he seems legit, but folks seem like he outside. It was another.
No, Belly Gang. No, I ain't gonna hold you. No, we really. No, we actually.
His name was General Lee.
You right. That's who it was.
That's insane. Really?
Yeah. In that racist. So
that General Lee. That's his vibe?
That's his vibe.
Nah, niggas gotta crash that party.
But that's what I'm saying is like.
But nah, to your point, Belly Gang Kush, like me and this nigga play Rape Ball together. Like I know his people. He is legit. Like that nigga really is outside. He really like that.
Yeah.
And he ain't no like white boy neither. Like, you know, he look like that, but his mama black.
Oh, I know who y'all talking about. I fuck with him too.
Kush hard.
What I was saying is that there's a word, there's a power in words, and people recognize it, and it was like a battle for us to even be able to read. So our words are extremely powerful to people.
Oh God.
And I think that sometimes you gotta put words out there for people to understand it. The word cracker doesn't come from it being white. It's short for whip cracker. And anybody could be a whip cracker. There's slavers that was black. And so
it carries a position of power, not oppression.
100%.
You dig what I'm saying?
100%.
Like it's just like you were saying earlier, where motherfuckers had to like invert how we seen black. Niggas had to do the same thing with nigga.
Yeah.
And it's like, so like when people like, oh, you like auntie got in the comment like in the DMs with me, like not my auntie, but just auntie.
I know you mean.
And auntie was like, you know, young man, your words are powerful, and it would be so much more powerful if you would just stop saying nigga. And I was like, but I'm talking to niggas, and I am a nigga. Fact. So like, and people died. Some people like the last thing they heard was nigga. And then died. Some people didn't get no name. That was their designation was nigga. And if we don't turn it into a thing where niggas
don't do that.
No, I mean I'm not saying this right or wrong. This is how I feel.
No, that's a real truth. We'll hit close to home. I'm gonna say it just as a funny anecdote. And my dad's gonna be mad, but one of my dad's like sad stories of trauma, like because I told you he grew up, his mom was super young, so he was raised by his mom's sisters and shit. That he thought his name was Little Nigga for like the first 8 years of his life. Don't laugh. This my father. I'm talking about my father. You gonna laugh? You gonna laugh?
It's not
Nigga?
funny.
No, I'm just... No, but that story used
Did
to
I
like...
just catch you
we
being
used to-
happy, nigga? Like on some real shit.
No,
That's
that's
what-
it. But that's the only reason why we laugh when you're saying that, because that is a real thing.
No, it's such a deep reality that the thing is like whether you deem it right or wrong, colloquially, it is something between us that we understand, and you don't gotta get it. And like even if you too old to get it, even if like in your generation it means something different to us.
Yeah, it means
Like my son, like I'm gonna take a step further. My son and them folk call each other twin all the time. That's like you me.
yeah.
It get old to hear it because it's my son and like twin, and then he be calling me twin. I'm like, I'm not your motherfucking twin.
That's the first black commandment. If you listen to this
like,
album, that's the first black commandment.
But really, what it is like they calling each other brother.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm
100%.
saying? And they done found a way to call each other brother in a way. It's like you are me and I am you, nigga. Literally, we twins.
100%.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like even if that's the evolution of nigga.
That is.
You dig what I'm saying? That's because how they use it is the way like my generation, millennials, we use nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think that if black people not gonna get.
It took me a second to break down what you was just saying. Saying
Yeah,
nigga, saying
black
twin.
people are not. Black people had to realize, like, honestly, we not gonna get no justice or no reparations. So the only thing we have is language and our expression. You know what I'm saying? Like when we don't get the justice that we want from this country, we can't voice how we feel about that, and that shit create big ripples everywhere. That shit have made us global. You did?
Language made us global.
Language made us global. It's niggas in Italy doing drill music. Fuck is you talking about?
Hey, this the best episode of anything I ever been on.
No cap, G.
Yeah, bro.
What's crazy about it? It's using the oppressor's language.
Because we'll flip some shit.
We flipped it. Yeah,
anything.
like, okay, you're gonna give us English. Who gonna make it more powerful than you, my nigga?
Facts.
Chance the Rapper is bigger than Shakespeare, nigga.
Facts. And I'm still in Shakespeare. I ain't ever getting no
and we
publishing
on that,
or nothing.
nigga.
Like,
That 3 live forever.
it's mine.
I don't know what that nigga was talking about. That nigga ain't make 808. let's go down the line of shit that's better than Shakespeare, my nigga.
I'm crying.
You ever heard Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind
by
Jay Electronica, nigga? What? That's a
Do your
bite.
Googles, nigga.
What? Do your knowledge, nigga. Do the knowledge. I mean that shit too. Like,
Facts.
I'm laughing, but I'm dead
Do
ass.
that. Yes, go get that. Eternal
No,
Sunshine.
really. And
He's on the album.
yeah, the verse was crazy.
Yo, he went insane. That's
Every
Jay
time
Elect,
you
man.
think like, it's like where bruh be coming out the cut like with the illest verse and then just disappear and this nigga like walking Great Danes.
That's-
like, what's up, cuz? It's like, what are you doing, cuz? What are you
Walking
doing,
Great
cuz? Nah,
Danes.
not real rap. Like nigga, I just seen a video of this nigga. He was walking 2 Great Danes. I was like, the fuck?
That's Jay Electronica,
That's
man.
him.
He's like
He's like a mythical rap figure. Like
100%. 100%.
Dig. I'm gonna get to these fan questions.
Yeah.
You did. Somebody had asked, like, okay, so I'm a segue these two together. How did you feel the first time you performed Ultra Light Beam?
The first time that I could remember performing it, if I'm recalling it correctly, was on SNL.
And I think that's probably where they was reaching from.
Yeah. So I did SNL was like, so everybody that's a rapper got their own rap goals. A lot of them parallel, Venn diagram, whatever. But one of mine that's not most rappers' dream when from 14 years old was I wanted to be on SNL because I had a video cassette tape that my cousin gave me of MC Hammer doing double duty. He was the host and he was the musical guest. So that was always my dream since I was a kid. And I'm from Chicago, so Second City is a big thing. A lot of my friends grew up doing stand-up or doing improv. So I'm well versed in that space. I'm not the best, but I could be good in that space. So I always wanted to be on SNL, blah, blah, blah. I did it once by myself where I did like Sunday Candy and something else. And then I came back as a guest with Kanye. And there's really like, just thinking about it is like giving me chills. Like that was a crazy feeling. Like I told you, like my first album was a Kanye album, and that's somebody from my city who then went on to be everything that he became. And so at that time, it was like, damn, this is the intro to the album. It's not even like a lit song. He wants me to come on and perform it. This nigga don't even got a real verse on the song.
I ain't gonna lie, like that song was made for you, low key.
We made that song.
Yeah,
we came in the studio and made
crazy.
that song.
That verse was insane.
Yo,
man.
thank you, man. That was like that was my Nicki Monster moment. Like that was the moment for me to go and say, everybody look at me right now. Look at me, look over here.
And that's a very high energy, like uplifting ass nigga got Kelly Price on it. It's like, what the fuck?
No, that shit came together so crazy. Me and Nico came to the studio. Nico's my horn player, but also producer and all that stuff. Nico Segal, amazing artist. And he and we just sat in the studio and made this whole beat basically, like just sitting there. And he came in the room after a few hours, like sang a few lines on it. And then the thing that he added, because he's a producer, is there was a girl in the room who is one of my good friends to this day that pulled out that sample of the little girl that's prophesying in the back of the van, and you don't want no devils in this house, we want the Lord. Mm-hmm. That shit set that shit off. Like that's starting off like that. People remember that. And I remember he hit me up to come back out and do SNL with him, and the thing that I remember the most is just when I was rapping it, he was off to the side with the Dream, and he was ad-libbing my verse, and I'll say a line and he go, woo! Ow! Ah! And that shit, I ain't had no feeling like that, since. And it's like, I'm not saying that it hasn't been feelings that's better than that, but like that moment.
It's like, yeah, I mean, this is essentially your music idol type shit.
Facts, 100%. That's the best way to put it. Was like, I think everybody, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people that go into rap, like at some point they find the artist that they gel with, that they feel like is different. That's the coldest. That's the, got that aligns with what you got going, and is even maybe a little bit more brave than you. And you, as a kid,
from your city.
You know what I'm saying?
And like career, really, like before we get to the back end of it, is all about bigging up Chicago and like where he from, and like that's what he represent. That's who he is, type shit. So
I wanted to be that for so long, and to be validated. And because for that album, I didn't even just do the intro. It could have been, he could have sent me, like, I did 2 different verses. One of the verses that didn't make it to the album, and he called me back to do Ultralight Beam. But also wrote like 5 songs on the album. So I'm, wrote on 5 songs on the album. And so it's like that level of trust, that level of investment, that level of all those things, like it made me feel so validated. And then at the same time, I had conflicting feelings too, because I was working on Coloring Book for a long time. And once he had me start writing on the album, I'm coming in there playing gospel music. And one day he tweets out like, this album's a gospel album. I was like, no. But he still platformed me and put me in a position in the album and all the things that he did afterwards that like allowed me to still step out with Coloring Book and be like, this what I'm on. And people feel it, people platform that, people love it, and people have a real, segue or like, practice run going into my album. If I just put out Coloring Book and the last thing you heard was acid rap, there'd be no context for what I was doing. And the fact that Ultralight Beam was this song that people heard me on nationally, internationally, maybe 2 months before my album came out, it was like the perfect runway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I always love and cherish that time in my life. And also like, I'm so glad they even just made me remember that shit. Like, cause I got a terrible memory, but that was like, that first time performing and getting on stage, it was a bunch of shit that happened backstage. Like, that shit almost didn't happen. So it was like getting up there, getting my moment, not fucking up none of my words because, it's live. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, having it just be so seamless, the day before the album came out. Like, it was all just like, I remember it very well.
Yeah, that's lit. That's does segue into, like, the thing where another fan asked, like, how has your relationship with Kanye changed like over time?
I feel like
all of our relationship has changed with him over time.
Yeah. I feel like it's gone through all these different modes of like his proximity to me. So it's like, you know, in the beginning, I remember when Kanye and 50 Cent dropped the album the same day, I skipped school and stood in front of the thing at Target with the disc on both sides and was sizing up people that was looking like they was finna grab the 50s. I wish you would grab a 50 Cent CD in Chicago. That's how I used to feel. I'm 13 years old and so connected to the music that I just want to be closer and closer to it. And then, you know, at a certain point, I'm a rapper and I really have the ability to chase up. So now I'm booked on the same Coachella or same whatever thing as him. So I'm rushing off stage and trying to figure out if I can get a pass to get blah, blah, blah. And what's funny is the person that introduced me to Kanye was Jaden Smith. Like on some random shit, we was at Made in America. I had just got off stage and that's my homie. And he was like, you want to meet Ye? Like he knew that I love Kanye West. And so took me down to like the area that they was at and met folks, ended up flying out a few months later to come work on the project. And then at that point, it was crazy because he really, really, really welcomed me in a weird way. Like there's a viral video of him spazzing on me in a studio. And that was the first time that I ever had an argument with him. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of times where he gave me a space to be like righteously indignant. I probably had the loudest voice and the most pushback on everything when I was in a space, and he gave me space to do that. And I think when that shit happened, he was just in a different space, you know what I'm saying, mentally, and like going through certain things that, you know, contributed to that. But when I first started hanging out with him, like I said, like, and not hanging out, like I was working, I was there to work on music, but like I was in a space where I was like, you know, our lives were super intertwined. And then he came to Chicago in 2018 and basically like lived on top of me. He lived basically out of my studio. So I was with him every day, and my studio is right next door to my condo. So like literally I'll come outside and bump Jay and Do or Die and like all these Chicago legends or people from out of the country or out of the state is like lined up in front of my house, you know what I'm saying, smoking and drinking, making my block hot as fuck. So I'm getting mad as shit about that shit. But like, and then like, you know what I'm saying? And then over time, it's him. So yeah. He, you know what I'm saying? Like he goes and does, he's always on his own adventure. You know what I'm saying? And I think I learned from that like I gotta always be on my adventure. I gotta always be saying what's important to me. And if somebody else is not necessarily in that space at that moment or available to platform what I got to say or whatever, like I gotta just keep moving. So I haven't talked to him in a long time, just being honest, like in some time, but I also have a way about like loving people basically forever. That's how I was raised in love, is like if I have love or reverence or whatever for somebody, like unless I have like what feels like a super ultimate intentional betrayal, it's hard for me to not, I don't have to see them every day or talk to them to pray for them, to like look at what they got going on, to like, you know, to think about them. But like, yeah, I mean, that nigga's doing shows in Korea and shit. Like, I don't be talking to that nigga. I'm trying to sell these records, nigga. Like, trying to do my thing.
Grew up in the shot like, yeah, that do kind of like Jay. I scared of that. That was a hard ass bar. When he said that, I was like, this nigga spitting.
No, he go.
We're gonna wrap with this, and then we're gonna, of course, like, get you to like sign this and give it to me. Yeah. I got some shit for you too. Can you give me that Starline bag?
There's a Starline bag?
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, the Starline bag. That's my Starline bag?
No, that's mine.
Oh, from the... Because you actually went to a writings on the wall. You literally the realest in journalism.
Yeah, bro. We're doing a different thing over here. You dig? Hold on, okay?
Only one place you could get that.
You can only get this in one spot, bro. You know exclusive as fuck. Y'all niggas ain't living like this, man. I'm just playing. That nigga Kanye got one of the greatest quotes of all time that I just like recently resonated with. Nigga said, "My life is dope and I do dope shit."
And I do dope shit.
And I was like, yeah, that nigga spit it. Of course.
Damn, y'all do buckets? I didn't know.
Yeah, come on, Kev. Come on, what we doing?
I ain't gonna lie to you, my head fat as hell, bro.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. You just toss that bitch up there, man.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Like, if I try and throw that motherfucker on.
Yeah, that's smooth. That's a look.
Do I look like my album cover?
And then we do like stationery packs with stickers and notepads, journals. That's
Jesus,
you.
hard.
And then
Journals is my thing.
So look, okay, so I got a journal for
Big cat.
you. So we do this thing with this entrepreneur called, her name is Lauren Brooks, but she created a Let's Music Club. It's a music journal. So basically you journal about albums. It holds 6 albums. We doing this with our listeners, but I wanted to give to you because I know you like.
That's an incredible concept. You journal about albums.
Yeah. So it's Let's Music Club, and our first music club journal that we doing is The Score by the Fugees.
Oh yeah.
And like, so we do it on the New Music Mondays, but we also like discuss it.
You personalize it. You are such a real nigga, man.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm not gonna do that. It's yours. You know what I'm saying?
This is super raw.
Yeah.
List of concerts and festivals this year. My favorite album.
Yeah,
this
it's
year,
like it's a complete music journal. So she really like thought about everything from every perspective, from every angle. And I knew you would like that shit. So
this is a really good gift, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. No doubt. So we're gonna get the last question is, what album or song of old or new is not yours? It could be any song or album. Would you want to be in the studio while they created it?
My instant answer was Bad, but let me just think about it for a second.
Bad, like Michael Jackson?
Bad Michael Jackson. So what people don't know about Bad, people don't know this about Bad. Like, Bad is one of the most crucial albums to ever get made. So imagine you have tasted all the success that's possible in the world's most famous children's group, and then you go on to have multiple successful albums as a solo artist in your teenage years, because people don't talk enough about the Michael solo albums in between Off the Wall and the end of the Jacksons era. And then you go on to make Off the Wall, which defines disco and takes everything to the next level. Then you go on to make the biggest album of all time, Thriller. All that pressure led Mike to wanting to make a double disc album with Quincy. Bad was supposed to be a double disc. So it's hella songs. You got Man in the Mirror. You got Dirty Diana. You got Remember the Time. Remember the Time might be dangerous. I might be tripping. But you got, I think, Smooth Criminal. You got...
Nah, he like the coldest nigga of all time.
Of all time.
He's a cold-ass child, cold-ass adult, cold-ass light-skinned nigga, and a cold-ass dark-skinned nigga.
Like, he beat the game. He beat the game.
Like, bro, this nigga he is the Matrix.
No, he beat the game.
Like, that nigga, like kicked the Matrix open. Like, he covered every base.
No, I want to see that album because I heard that there was so much that went into it and so many, like, changes that it made and so much, you know... Like, I think of Starline a lot of times like Bad in that I know that, like, there were hella discussions where I'm like, man, I got to figure out a way to, like, talk about how most of the lynchings in America was white congregations, you know, gathered outside of the church. And my friends would be like, nigga, you already so radical. Like, you thinking about this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you thinking about it as what it doesn't have, but you're not necessarily looking at it for what it does have. And it's already beautiful. And I feel like Mike had that same level of perfectionism on all of his albums, but definitely probably on Bad. And I think that album slept on, and I think it's one of his greatest works. I like it more than Thriller. I don't like it more than Off the Wall, if I'm being honest, but I think that's my Mike album. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I love Dangerous, and I love Blood on the Dance Floor, and I love, you know what I'm saying, Invincible. But now that I've said all the shit that I was saying, I would want to be either there for the writing sessions of Unplugged or for the actual studio sessions of The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, because of how her pen was working during that time and how many incredible vocalists, instrumentators, producers, and just people were around contributing to try and make. That's how I think of Miseducation a lot of the way as I think of acid rap. Like, acid rap was just this free space of, like, me saying exactly how I felt about the world, about the things that I wanted, about the relationships I was in, about everything. And then also tapping into all these people that were soon to be greats and soon to be, you know, some people already greats, but like soon to be, you know, forever names coming in and giving their best work and whatever they could, just dropping by the studio to play organ on the shit, or just coming by just to play bass, or just to sing some lines, or just to play horns, or just to do whatever. And like, you you don't get to feel it layer by layer. But like when I go back and listen to the album, I'm like, oh yeah, these horns came in the day before the album came out. This song was like this forever, but it's so rich because of these horns or this verse or this whatever. And I feel like that same level of dedication on a conceptual level was there for the Miseducation. And then I think this project reminds me a lot of my open mic days in that there's two sides to it. It's like you either come up in the talent show, this album right here, Starline, which you could stream, but you should buy it straight from the source.
Buy it straight from the source.
You got
but it is out now, nigga.
Yeah, it is out right now, and like you could support the realest nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Type
like,
shit.
My website is chancestuff.com. I'm Chance. This is my stuff. If you want to support me, go to chancestuff.com.
And just like that Patreon, it ain't nothing but $8.
It ain't nothing but $8.
Like, come on, son.
Me? And this is a lifetime subscription. You get to keep this motherfucker.
Yeah, this forever. This is 4L.
You know what I'm saying?
Next month, we back.
You got to come back with that $8.
You know what I'm saying?
But there's like a, I think there's a side where you grow up and you in the talent show circuit, which I was in a little bit. And then the other side is the open mic circuit. And then the open mics, they want a new song every week. You know what I'm saying? It's not about building up your hit. It's about presenting new works to the world. And what Miss Lauryn Hill did so bravely and so well was she created a timeless album full of one-take live performances of material that had never been performed. And I think that that's the greatest musical feat I ever seen.
The Unplugged?
The Unplugged
I'll
album.
Get Out, my nigga.
Bro,
I cried to that song.
Bro, I cried.
I don't want to hear that shit. Like, if that shit come on right now.
Bro.
I'm finna cry.
I was gonna say peace of mind.
I gotta
if you want to talk about a nigga crying,
yeah.
Put on Peace of Mind if I need to cry right now.
Yeah.
I'll cry right now.
I think that I Get Out just because of the shout like that. You can hear it. Out. Oh my God, nigga.
I get out.
And then she was spitting on that bitch.
Bro,
what?
She's the greatest rapper. She's our greatest rapper.
If it was me, I'd be in the studio session to Get Rich or Die Trying. So that nigga can know, like, you are ruining a 12-year-old's life in North Carolina. You are single-handedly finna, like, changing the trajectory of a young man's life in Wilmington, North Carolina right now.
You know what's so funny? I didn't get Bulletproof when it came out. Reese did. My best friend was no, Bulletproof is the name of the album, wasn't it? Or I'm tripping. No, what's the first 50 Cent album? My fault.
Power of the Dollar?
No. What's the first one? Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh, Bulletproof. That nigga had a bullet hole
and
on the album cover.
2, Desert Storm. Y'all don't know about that? He had a part 2.
Was some bullshit.
Bro, he had a Bulletproof, and
that
then
shit
he
was
had
like
a second
Scarface. You remember the Scarface game? That game was some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
that shit was on the Dreamcast too, low key. Like,
it's not the same game developers. That's the problem. Like, you gotta go to Rockstar or somebody.
Nah, niggas gotta get Rockstar out, like, real talk.
No, I didn't really get the first 50 Cent album on some shit, but I did love Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, and that ruined my childhood. So
no, Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie, like, dog went really out bad for some fours. No count. Am I lying? He had the white and green fours. He was like, I'm finna sell crack to get them fours. Like, I'm finna sell crack to get them fours. Like, real talk. No, bruh, it was like, my nigga, I was playing baseball. And so, like, where we was at, it's like, it wasn't a lot of niggas playing baseball for real. So,
I played baseball too. Like, this the last dap of We Are the Same Nigga that I gotta give you, but
so, like,
that was my sport.
I'm a cold third baseman in baseball type shit.
I was second base.
So, like, it was me and the catcher. Like, we the only 2 black kids on the team, so we like this. And, like, he was like, bro, let's go sit in my mama's truck real quick. I want to show you something. I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking we finna probably hit the weed or a cig, something. You know what I'm saying? Because we some young badasses too, but we like the only 2 niggas on the team. Bruh, that fucking woof. That doom doom. I was like, nigga, what the fuck is this? In it? I said, yeah, nigga, I'm locked in. Fuck baseball, nigga. Like, fuck baseball. Who is this nigga? Who is he? Yeah, I was like, yeah. I still was playing baseball, but I was turned to that bitch. Like, I was turned to that bitch. But yeah, bro, thank you, bro. Starline.
Thank you, man.
Is out now. Chance the Rapper.
Out now, man.
Shop on Chance Stuff.
On Chance Stuff. And look, here's the coolest
thing. Support the artists. It's independent artists. Come on, we tell niggas all the time. Start your own business. Support black business. We do all that all the time. You ain't got $8, twin? Come on, twin. That's
here's the craziest thing,
bro.
This actually 2 albums in one, right? So let's get on my black salesman shit. This QVC right now. So when niggas sell you CDs, right? Everybody's trying to sell their music now, hand to hand, or not hand to hand, but trying to outrightly sell it as opposed to streaming it, because this is the way that artists really make revenue off of their investment. But the niggas that's selling you their CDs, I hate to break it to you, they know that you don't got a CD player. I know that you don't got a CD player, so I did this thing where my album is the first what's called NFC CD, Black Men in Tech, right? So I want to do a demonstration on the show right now. All you got to do is take your phone and dap it. You know what a dap is. You dap it to the screen.
Oh, nigga, that's gangster as fuck.
And a link will come down. The one that I mail you personally by hand.
Twin, it's just like that.
It's literally like that.
Yeah, nigga.
You can Bluetooth it straight to your speakers.
Do this.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me a phone.
Just
give
to
me
show
a
that I
phone.
didn't make it up. My shit different, bro. I'm telling y'all.
It's 11:01 and ain't nothing on the screen. Give me the dap.
Get the little dap.
Bing. I ain't got the Face ID. Face ID.
Oh, that's on his phone. Did it pop up?
We back, bitch.
Wow, you feel me?
It's going down in a real way, nigga.
It's going down.
Yeah, nigga, that's standing for you,
You can only get this from me. I appreciate everybody that's going to stream the album, but go to my website, chancestuff.com, and you could buy it directly from the captain.
And then you can just keep the CD as an archive, my nigga. Like, and be a real nigga. And
it's a souvenir.
Because this shit gonna be in the top 5 of albums of this year, period, point blank, my nigga. No cap.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Appreciate
we getting a Grammy for one of them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, for real.
Love, bro.
Appreciate you, man. That shit was